What is up, you hacks? This is your local freezer-burned ex-comic who got some heat this week for his non-joke on the death of Mathew Perry. See Blind Mike. This is how it's done. This is how you go viral, baby. You talk about these comedians. You talk about their jokes, about their sets. All you have to do is wait for one to die, and boom, viral. Anyway, I am also pooping on your boy Hackride now. That makes Craig the only person on this show that hasn't been thrown under my bacon-colored bus. Maybe doing a gay-themed ripoff of The Creep-Off. It's just weird enough to stay off my radar. Anywho, here is your host, a man who is so bad at reading a room, he hired a demon that should absolutely not be in show business. Blind Mike. Gary?
What was an axe to grind, huh?
I think so, yeah.
I don't even know if the intro has anything to do with the show anymore. Although we will be covering that today, luckily. But
Yeah.
hello, everybody. Welcome. I want to get to. I'm going to start by, every once in a while I poll the room. I see if you guys understand my side of things.
Mm-hmm.
Because domestically I live with a woman who is very judgmental of my antics and hijinks. And I always blame myself, as most victims of domestic violence do.
Mm-hmm.
And then I bring it to you people, and I realize maybe I'm not so crazy. Maybe I'm not alone in this world. This one I feel like you might disagree with me on, though.
I'm still not over the bathroom trash can.
That was a terrible one.
Yeah.
But this one won't be so lopsided, I don't think. I have a little egg on my face here. Even I was embarrassed.
Okay.
I was doing, Who Are These Socials? As we record this last night. Thursday nights at 6. For those of you wondering, go watch on the Who Are These Podcasts YouTube channel. Make sure every Thursday night at 6 you tune in to see this kind of chemistry. This is how much your boys like each other. Carl mentioned, he's like, he's like, I'd like to get out of here kind of on time just because it's my anniversary, the old ball and chain. And I say, yeah, no problem. And then we end the show. Me and Carl, kind of recap as we do. And then I sign off by saying, happy anniversary, buddy. Take care. And when I walk out of the studio here, Alba happened to be in the room. And she goes, happy anniversary? I said, yeah, it's his anniversary. She goes, that's very gay. Am I crazy? He was going to dinner.
It's a nice thing. He kind of made you say it.
He made me say it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
have fun with your wife, you pussy.
I mean, she is right, but he also pigeonholed you.
I feel like it was a nice thing to say, no?
Yeah, definitely.
I said, ta-ta, Carl.
Also gay, but
no, I didn't.
Your hand was forced.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd be curious. Comment below. Make sure you comment. It helps the YouTube algorithm, folks. I don't know if you've heard enough podcasts refer to the algorithm, but we're one of them.
Yes.
You should comment your thoughts.
Yeah, definitely.
Another thing I want to address, this is from last week.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't give, shame on me. I didn't give this enough credit. I saw a comment last week, and they were 100% right, and I blame myself again. They said to me this Craig story, something doesn't add up here.
Okay.
Where Craig bravely outed himself as a map. Is that what you guys call yourself?
That's not what
Minor
I said.
attracted person?
No, I think it was a victim is how I was presenting it.
So Craig, by the way, out of nowhere, just blurts out, almost, dare I say, maybe this is a stretch, I dare say, like a guy who was trying to get ahead of a story. We're having a grand old time talking about G.D. Fenderson, and Craig out of nowhere just blurts out, I was wrongfully accused of something, and I'd like to tell you about it.
There was something said in one of his clips that made me remember it. And then
it didn't seem like that. It was just, this has been weighing on my conscience.
Yeah.
Craig cleaned blood and feces off of his penis earlier that morning. He said, I can't be silent anymore.
That was graphic.
So Craig blurts out this story.
Yeah.
Which makes him seem like an innocent victim, where he's like, I'm minding my own bit. I'll recap it as best I can for the viewers at home in case you missed last week.
I'll put my input in when I feel like you're not telling the truth.
I think it's going to be pretty spot on.
Yeah. Okay.
Craig says, so I'm strolling around my neighborhood.
So far, so good.
I wave to my neighbor.
True.
Next thing I know, the police are accusing me of child molestation.
All right. Is
that about sums it up?
There's a gray area there.
We only have so much. You said it's the most clips we've ever had. We only have so much time. That about narrows it down.
Sure.
I'm not following. This lady clinically insane? Why did she call the police? You're innocent Craig, just moseying along.
So I waved.
Someone, by the way, said that Craig is on the Ozempic and wanted to drop all that weight till good for the kiddies at bus time.
I did see that one. That made me laugh. No, when I waved to her, she didn't react at all. She just stone-faced stared at me.
Yeah.
And I thought that was weird because I've talked to her before.
Sure.
So maybe it's...
Oh, you're saying the violent rapes happened previous to this and she's stone-facing you now.
No, my dog.
You're saying she's holding a grudge. This lame-o can't get over it.
Fudd, rest in peace, ran off one time and she got him. He went to her yard.
It's your dog, I assume?
Yeah. Yep.
Dog was named Fudd?
Yep.
Fear, uncertainty, and doubt?
Fat, ugly, and disgusting.
Okay.
Actually. But he went to her yard and I talked to her for like a while that day. And so when I walked and I waved and she didn't react at all, I was like, well, that's a little strange.
Craig, of course, leaving out that he was sucking the dog's penis. This guy can't fill up his ass and mouth quick enough.
No, this is just crazy.
Well, I don't know. I didn't see pedo Craig trending on Twitter or anything, so I think you're exonerated so far. But it did have the feel of a guy like, oh, guys, listen to this before you read any news articles.
No, it was not that.
Getting ahead, controlling the narrative, which is a smart move. I give you credit.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. Exactly. Yeah. Getting ahead of it.
Well, where you guys can give your feedback, if you have any victim stories of Craig driving by in a van past your house, waving at your young children, please go to blindmike.net. We accept all victim stories there.
Right.
And, you can follow us on social media there. You can, of course, find all the free links to the podcast, Apple, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you kids listen to podcasts. And I hear most of you watch on the YouTube. So make sure you subscribe on YouTube, tap the notification bell, leave a comment, like. I heard some correlation between like likes and comments or some dollar value and subscribing is even more. So if you want to support the show for free, think of it that way. Think if I leave a like, I'm giving them a little tip. I leave a comment, I'm leaving them a little more. Subscribing, even more than that. You know?
Yeah,
There's a dollar value to all of this.
Be like, Craig's misunderstood. He's not a pedophile. You can put that right in the comments.
That's exactly right. Yeah. It helps the algorithm.
Exactly.
And then if you want to help us even more with real dollars, then you can subscribe on Patreon or YouTube. We accept YouTube members. Most of you subscribers are on Patreon. Either way, we appreciate it. You get bonus episodes of Why Are You Laughing? You get Quincy on Patreon and all sorts of other stuff. Even episodes like this that we're recording right now will be on Patreon first, and then the YouTube people get it. So subscribe if that kind of stuff interests you. And someday I'll get Craig off the streets, if we make it big enough. That's the real goal.
That would be lovely.
Keeping this man busy enough.
Yes.
So that he's not stalking his neighbors, waving at them, taunting these poor mothers.
He's not bettering himself, walking the streets every morning.
All right. So, as our intro suggested, and by the way, big news, Hackride may be stopping by today.
Yeah, we'll see.
He's made news this week because a very famous man has taken an interest in him. So I will start with this Kevin Brennan stuff from the Mathew Perry angle, which is like just weird. I guess Kevin Brennan's very excited about this. I don't understand how it correlates to value for him. Like, he's very excited. It seems like he thinks he's validated in the sense that he's a celebrity now. But, like, it's kind of sad to watch him take victory laps for this. Like, Kevin Brennan is a loser.
I thought the most impressive thing that came out about him recently was that he took Sarah Silverman's virginity.
I didn't even know he wrote for SNL. I was like, he's done things before? Jesus.
Right? It's
Good
crazy.
for him. That's what's saddest of all of this is like he's a guy, as you said, Craig's always thinking about virgins. That's first and foremost on his mind. Young girls with full hymens. But like Kevin Brennan wrote for Saturday Night Live. He was on like Star Search or something against Chappelle, I think. He had a sitcom. Like he had done things in the business, and now he's Jim Belushi. He's Neil Brennan's brother.
He is.
That's all he is. Except in this small corner of the internet where he thinks he has fame. Like he's the popular kid at recess among Stuttering John and Phil Elmore and all these people. Like Kevin Brennan thinks he rules that little roost when really it's Carl, as I've always said. Like if Carl decided to go away or decided to fuck over Kevin Brennan in some way, all that shit's gone. I don't think Kevin has real fans.
No.
He has, I mean, like he does well with super chats and shit. So like he does well enough to make a living there. So that's something.
Yeah.
But again, I think they're all the same people. Like I think those are the same people that support Carl, where if Carl was like, fuck Kevin Brennan, we're done with him, I think most of his audience would kind of dry up.
I think for a minute, his show was actually gaining traction because there was a lot of people watching and a lot of people paying. And then he just only strictly read the super chats, and then the show.
It's just
changed.
him reading super chat, and he had kind of a good thing with like Zumock because Zumock was his punching bag.
Yeah, and he was a psycho.
But here's the thing now. It's like he's going at our boy Hackride. That's the main reason we're talking about him today.
Right.
He's going at Hackride, and he's shitting on Hackride, saying like, "Oh, he thinks he's a demon, and he has no place in show business." Kevin, this isn't show business. I got news for you. You're on YouTube with me and Vinny Paulino. All right, this ain't show business, buddy.
And Hackride, though, to be fair.
And Hackride, yeah. But Kevin Brennan is one of these people, and maybe he's like the most success. Again, I think Carl does better than him, but like, let's call Kevin the most successful of this group. That's nothing to really brag about, you know.
No,
I wasn't at the wedding last weekend going, you know who I've interacted with is Kevin Brennan.
You know who hates me?
Kevin Brennan thinks I'm a loser. Isn't that cool?
So you could now.
You mean you haven't heard of him?
Then you go, wait a minute. Dave Portnoy also didn't like me for a time, and everyone be like, "Oh, the pizza man."
Yeah, well, Kevin Brennan went after him a couple weeks ago too, which was weird.
Went after Portnoy?
Yeah, like Portnoy had some Israel Hamas take, and I think Kevin Brennan's been doing this on Twitter. Kevin only has like 5,000 followers on Twitter.
Did he get suspended?
I don't think so. No, that's his original account.
Really?
He's not a known person, Craig. People don't know who the fuck he is. He's Neil's brother.
I always think differently.
He's Frank Stallone.
yeah, because I always think like O&A and stuff like that, and like he would pop up rarely, but like he would pop up. So I just assume.
No, I mean, like in comedy, I think he was once kind of a respected guy, and now everyone looks at him as an angry, bitter asshole. But yeah, he has like 5,000 Twitter followers. And so I think he's been trying to rabble rouse lately. He's just been doing anything to get attention, and like the Portnoy thing didn't get him attention. And so now he tries stuff like this Matthew Perry thing. I find it strange that the Matthew Perry thing got traction. Yeah, because it's not a joke. This is I heard Carl talking about it, and our boy Trucker Andy was like, it really wasn't funny what Kevin said, and Carl trotted out the the "Why You Laughing" tagline, where he's like, well, funny jokes and unfunny jokes come from the same place. And my point would be, it's not a joke. Not saying he's serious or he should be in trouble or anything, but I like the idea, like Carl is going to see Tim Dillon tonight, he told me.
Mm-hmm.
And I just like imagining him like, hey, Tim Dillon's telling these jokes, and then all these people are responding with jokes. When they say, ha, ha, ha. Like, it's not a joke that Kevin told. He wrote, ha, 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 like a retard. And for some reason, the New York Post decided to write about it.
Yeah, I know. I just imagine Kevin Brennan shows. He says something, and there's a bunch of people writing in notebooks, and then they have to leave to get the story out.
He said, ha, ha, ha. I can't believe it. So, for those that don't know, could you fill us in a little bit? Let's fill in some of the details here.
You want to read this article from Deadline here?
If you wouldn't mind.
I had this up a second. Here we go. SNL alum, which that is an insane. You're
That's
right.
a stretch.
That's an insane way to start.
It's a bit of a stretch. No one know. I mean, he was there, sure. No one knows him from that.
No.
Would you call Shane Gillis an SNL alum? Because if so, then fine, I'll allow it. But
technically,
they were there for about the same amount of time.
Right. SNL alum.
Actually, Shane had much more impact at SNL.
It made much more waves for sure. SNL alum Kevin Brennan doubles down after fury over his Mathew Perry death jokes.
Again, he has 5,000 followers. I don't think there was fury. I want to be very clear in that. Like, we're shitting on Kevin Brennan. He shouldn't be in trouble, obviously.
No.
I hope everyone understands that.
I don't think this is even about trouble. It's more like, why would they friggin' waste their time writing this?
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, I know why. It's just you throw in SNL, Mathew Perry, controversy, and it's going to get clicks.
Kevin Brennan, Mathew Perry.
Yeah, you put. They know you put Kevin Brennan in a headline, and it's going to get clicks.
Yep. Kevin Brennan, a former Saturday Night Live writer, has shrugged off criticism of jokes he made about the death of Friends star Mathew Perry. Soon after TMZ reported on Perry's passing on Saturday, Brennan posted on X, he drowned in a hot tub. Ha 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 ha
ha. Why? What is his issue with Mathew Perry?
I don't know.
Is he like stealing Ari Shaffir's bit?
I was just gonna say that.
Where he's like, I'm commenting on how people react to celebrity deaths. So yeah, people have done that before, Kevin. You're not so the guy who throws everyone hack. He screams hack over and over again. That's his big tagline.
Yeah.
That either that guy's stealing a bit, or the only punchline he could come up with was ha ha ha. Great writing, Kev. Is that the kind of writing you brought to Lorne Michaels?
I kept reading it.
I can't imagine why you're not on that show still.
I kept reading it going like, is that like a spoof of the Friends like intro song or something?
I don't think so. Again, like, no, I don't think it's meta commentary on Chandler Bing.
I think
so. Just Kevin wanted this reaction and people gave it to him. So you got to give him credit. The man put his mind to a goal and he accomplished it.
Yeah. This is a very short article in the defense of the people who made it. Last sentence says, in another message, he remarked on Perry's well-documented history of abusing alcohol and prescription drugs by saying, quote, I do love it when junkies die, end quote.
Jesus Christ. What are the again, of course, Kevin shouldn't be in trouble. What are the jokes? Like, what are you going for here?
He's going for the...
what an edgelord. Yeah, he thinks junkies should die. How cool, Kev. How long did you go to shock jock school to learn those tricks, Kevy?
I kind of like what he's doing here.
Yeah, he should be on a very good show. That's the level you've ascended to, Kevin.
Yeah.
And then, so, like, this is the level of Kevin's humor, and that's what bothers me, is he's going to, if this gets back to him, it probably won't, but if someone comments on MLC and is like, hey, Mike was talking shit about you, he'll be like, oh, Blind Mike stinks! He talks too much on Carl's show! Which he's never listened to.
Your impression is so good and annoying, just like his real voice.
You think he listens to Who Are These Socials to know whether or not I talk too much?
Maybe. Or
he's fucking annoying. He works with that demon. Fuck Blind Mike.
It's too good.
He's a loser. And like I said, he was good. I used to say this, and people would call me out in the comments. This is a funny thing to get called out on. Is I would say Kevin's a loser and a nobody. He is funny, though. And people would be like, Mike, you're washing his balls. He's not funny.
We have always said that on this program.
Yeah, I did. So I always said he was funny. And the more I've watched him, I don't think he's funny.
He used to be.
I think he was good. There is funny in him, for sure. I think he's lost his fastball is probably the best way to say it. Like, I think he's good at beating up on Chad. And even if he comes back at me for this, I'm sure he'll have a couple of funny lines. One of them will incorporate that I can't read a room, for sure. But
can you?
He's capable of a couple of funny lines. The problem is he is a hack. He's what he accuses other people of because he has nothing else other than calling Chad Zumock a loser or, insulting Joey C. Or, like, Kevin thinks he rules, his corner of the internet. But it's like you have all Carl's people on. You have fucking Carlos Danger on and Joey C and like these type of people. It's not an interesting show. It's you reading super chats, and now you don't even have people you insult on. You just have like sounding boards. Well, now I'm starting to project myself, but
would you like to get to this video Hackride sent?
yeah, so this is where we got to defend our boy here. And we'll talk to Hackride later in the program, maybe get his thoughts on all this. But you're about to see, for those of you that don't know Kevin Brennan, you're about to see his tactics here with Hackride, and it's to a T what I described. Yeah, this is a Hackride-ified video, by the way, so we have some editing involved. But
yeah, Hackride edited this. There's no way this is edited to sound worse than it is.
Right, Bob? Are you gonna have that?
Dude, I thought that was you for a second. I didn't realize I hit play.
Well, thanks, Craig.
I'm gonna rewind it. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's up there with the Baldwin.
Hey, Craig, Alec Baldwin stopping by. 1 second.
I just said that.
Hey, buddy.
Oh my God, dude. Stars are out today.
Have that? Who's the guy? Antichrist. What's his name? Hack Christ.
Boo.
That's a great bit, Kev. Pretend, and could you do it for a little longer if you wouldn't mind? Please, it just tickles me so much. Could you pretend you don't know his name a little longer?
Yeah, like it's not written in his phone 800
What's his name? Antichrist?
Ugh.
You read it, asshole. How else would you know it? You just read it. What, did you hear about him on the fucking news?
Anyway, huh?
For this, Jocelyn, I don't think she's prepared.
Somebody put it in the chat. What's
Alex Stein?
What's the guy's
Yeah.
name? The hack.
All right, I was wrong.
Hackride.
Hackride, yeah. He
The
dresses kind of
Hackride.
like
What's the guy doing?
What's to say about Alex Stein, to be honest?
I think Alex Stein just likes this stuff. Like, I know he likes car. I think he's interested in this world.
Okay.
On the show last night with Bob? Another guy covers his face, untalented, not a potato, not a vegetable, but
wow. Okay. John stole from Kevin. He yells hack over and over again, which, by the way, Kev, you should really lay claim to that. That's a great line. Screaming hack at the top of your lungs. It's heady comedy. But now Kevin's stealing from John. How sad is this to watch? Where Kevin is now the one like, what's his name? Fucking Antichrist. I don't even know him. And then just mumbling on and on about how he's go back a little bit. I want to hear this again, because this is stuttering John to a T.
Hackride.
Yeah. He dresses kind of
Hackride
like
was the guy doing the show last night with Bob. Another guy covers his face, untalented.
What would you do? You want him to take his mask off, Kevin? This is John and Cardiff Electric. It's just the same shit. This is why I had to stop talking about John, and now I'm gonna have to stop talking about Kevin eventually, because they're the same guy apparently. It's just the same shit week after week. It's infuriating that these guys, there's no growth, there's no show. Like, what Kevin does isn't a show. It's just watching an old man bitch and read, and then pretend he didn't just read the names that he's bitching about.
Not a potato, not a vegetable, but another fucking loser.
Hey, Kev, loser, why do you know who the potato and the vegetable are? Because they're your equals. You fucking idiot.
Actually, I'd say they're much better.
Look, I think Cardiff is more popular than Kevin Brennan. Legitimately.
Cardiff might be the most popular person in this world, I think.
Well, let's not get crazy here. But
he's on every show.
I think he's better than Kevin Brennan.
I didn't say that.
I'm filled with rage and hate, yet I kill it day after day, week after week, month after month. Watch Bobbyverse tonight with the Hack Rider.
Again, mispronouncing his name. By the way, that's also what Hackride calls his fans.
The Hack.
It's barely mispronouncing his name.
Or he just accidentally outed that he's so in on Hackride.
The Hack Rider. Yeah, he's a Hack Rider. He's got a T-shirt.
Yeah.
By the way, just so people have the full context, Hackride has been shirking his duties with us
For Bob.
because he has started the Levy-verse. I guess him and Bob Levy are working together. Now, what I don't understand, and Hackride will clear this up later, I'm sure. And I'm kidding, Hackride. I say shirking his duties because I know he's back there. But I'm just getting enraged.
Yeah, he's actually typing in all caps because you said John's name.
Well, I'm not a fucking... I'm not going to pretend the guy doesn't exist. We're not talking about him. If you want to get me on a technicality, you got me. So I guess the Levy-verse starts in June or something, right?
Yep.
But Hackride's like working on it now, which I don't.
It's
how
I think
how in
it's
depth?
gonna be-
What is this fucking Avatar 3?
I was gonna say I think it's more of like a pre-production show.
Okay, well we'll find out about that. But I just want to give people the proper context that Hackride's working with Bob Levy, and that's what has Kevin, I guess, really bent out of shape. Is him and Bob were lovers. That's when Kevin was at his best when we had Bob by his side, and Bob is left for greener pastures, and he's working with Hackride now, stealing Hackride from us. Bob is who we should be mad at here, but
He's
I like
such a
Bob.
good guy. I like
He's
him.
just a
Bob
nice
lot.
guy, yeah.
He's the best.
So you'll listen to Kevin melt down. Now, who's crazier? And I'm not saying it's not close. Who's crazier? A man that pretends to be a demon on the internet, or a man who is screaming at that demon?
I think the demon might be crazier, but he's
It's a tight race. I understand. I'm just saying you're neck and neck is my point.
He is significantly nicer. The demon is. I will say that.
Yes.
Really recommend it. I watched it last night for like 7 minutes. I was like, this is gold. A guy with a mask on talking like the devil, and then like a nice guy. Another guy. Who's
Kevin might replace. We've had auditions to replace Stuttering John. Kevin might be the perfect guy because he is John.
He is. John.
He's doing the thing. Like, this is where I always say I like to think there's a skill to what I do, but you know me, I don't like to pat myself on the back, so I'll use Carl.
Mhm.
There's a skill to doing something like Who Are These Podcasts or Who Are These Socials? Thursdays at 6, where it's not just playing a clip and going, "Oh, crazy, right?" You don't just get to say Hackride's name and say that he's a demon and be like, "Am I right, guys?" No, you form a joke. Come up with have an original fucking thought, Kevin. Your brother has done it beautifully. On Netflix, he has multiple fantastic specials. Try to tap into that. Try to tap into your gene pool, channel some of that Neil, and come up with a fucking thought, for God's sake.
not in comedy, not in showbiz, and shouldn't be. Hackride.
Hey, Kev, he's not in show business. This isn't show business.
Not yet.
We're on YouTube. Anyone can make a channel.
I have one.
And by the way, he's gaining on you. Like, Hackride has less followers than you, but it's getting kind of close.
Oh, dude, I love that so much. He's gaining on you. It's perfect.
I mean, comparatively, if you're looking at Mr. Beast as the largest
Yep.
YouTube channel, let's say, that's a 10.
Yep.
Hackride and Kevin are both closer to 1 than 10. All right? So let's not get too unrealistic about what this is. Jesus Christ. You're telling me Hackride's not allowed in show business. We'll all agree. Is he allowed to be on fucking YouTube with King Cobra and delete laws? Jesus.
Is this on purpose, Hackride?
What is it, silent? This is one of his wacky bits?
Potato, not a vegetable, but another fucking loser. Not in comedy, not in showbiz, and shouldn't be. Hackride.
Do we need him to pop in and explain this?
Maybe.
I'm in the midst of it. Now they're going to make me look foolish, Hackride. I just got I'm defending you. I got done with a great rant, and now our clips are fucked up.
No, the clip doesn't- it's just playing whatever this still
You're
shot
making
is.
me look silly.
Hackride, get in here. Well, I guess I'll try re-downloading it, I suppose.
Is he? What is he bowing out? He's refusing to come out.
No, he said later, initially.
Later.
Yeah.
We're talking about it now. There is no later. We're not going back to it.
That's what he told me.
All right. Well, I guess that's it then.
Yep.
I was on a roll, you son of a bitch. I'm defending you. Every week, these assholes annoy me. And I vent to the audience, and I get these people in the comments, you're too mean to Hackride and Craig. Pay them more if you want them to actually do a good job. Well, here I am.
I feel like I'm getting ricochet shotted right now.
Here I am defending this pedophile and his buddy Hackride. And where is he?
He said he's coming on now. Relax. So he's gonna be fired up when he joins.
By the way, Justin said, well, I shouldn't say Justin said this. I could tell he thought it, though.
I'm so glad the Justin bit exists because it almost makes it seem like this one is.
That's what I was saying. It seems like I'm ripping that off now.
Right.
Because Justin was like, there are far more accurate claims to go to Craig.
How?
And I was like, I know. What do you mean, how? The police have been involved with
I
you.
feel like the Taylor Swift sweatshirt thing is just the ultimate.
That's a man in lust.
With?
An adult.
Okay. I avoided a school bus and got the cops called on me. That's my story.
Avoided a school bus. Now he's a hero.
Yeah, I didn't want
He's
to
dodging traffic.
I didn't want to walk in front of it.
Avoided a school bus. It was parked.
Whoa. Oh,
The man himself?
no. The end of the video. The
Oh, I thought he was making a big entrance.
I wish.
Wait, so the video was just silent until that?
Yeah.
What kind of games is he playing?
I don't know.
Is this a test? So I didn't watch the full video.
We trusted you, Hackride. You see?
Is this like when a coach puts $100 bill in the middle of the playbook to see if the kid read it?
I think so. Yeah, so I guess he's coming on now. So
I guess we'll just sit here and wait then.
This is us stalling. You want to play the first two clips again?
I guess we'll all wait till we move on.
We'll start
trying to
talking
keep the juices flowing. Kevin Brennan's an asshole, huh?
What a piece of shit that guy is.
Loser that guy is. Hey, I dare say he was barely at SNL.
He's telling you got to stop. He's laughing too hard to get his stuff on.
I forgot he has to prepare.
He's panicking putting on his shit. That's very funny.
Well, I was told one of Hackride's employees would be joining us as well. Maybe Hackride needs to be here for this though.
His employee. Oh, the Boney?
Nah, one of the other ones.
Oh, I don't know the other ones. I don't think.
I don't know.
Oh, like his interns that he has.
Sure, whatever.
He legit has a team formed. It's kind of
nuts. Are there people other than
trying
to think of what they call it. Other than his altars.
His worshippers?
Are there other people involved in it? Well, whatever.
I think someday.
Well, we're moving on in 5.
He's gonna paint his face or something. I don't know.
4.
3.5.
Well, I'll tell you guys to go to blindmike.net if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah. Oh, there he is.
Subscribe everywhere. There he is.
He would have made it.
Hey, Hackride. Funny you would join us now. We were just talking about Kevin Brennan.
Hi, Greg. Hi, Mike. How are you?
Oh, funny you stumbled into this conversation. We were just talking Kevin Brennan.
My voice isn't. Yes.
What's the matter?
Yes, I fucked up the clip. Yes, that's on me.
Oh, okay. That's all I wanted to know.
The clip was my. Yes.
That's all I wanted to know.
Although,
Was there more? Is there more
although-
we missed?
Although, yeah, he just said the same things over and over again. But it is funny
Okay,
that Craig didn't watch it. Little quality assurance there on the blind mic.
I got back and then I immediately.
Craig, watch the
came on
videos
here.
I send you.
That's my fault. I watched the first minute and
Late.
I trusted you.
We trusted you.
I'm sorry, buddy. All right, pal. We'll check
I
back in soon.
apologize.
Is there any other
But at least
context
my
you want to
girlfriend
add?
doesn't call me gay.
Is there any other context you want to add to this Kevin Brennan stuff? Anything we missed?
Yes. I would also
Well, go ahead.
like to say Blood and Feces Off My Penis was my band Pinhead's second album. How'd you know, Mike?
Oh, well, I'm a fan. You know I go deep.
I have to wait. Yes. There's a little delay here, so I have to wait for you to laugh. It's hilarious. It's like watching what's going to happen. Are they going to hate it? Are they going to love it? But you laugh so far, so good.
Okay.
Anyway, with KB, there's always going to be damaged men who want an angry daddy. So he will never go away. He will always be here. The people that like him, go find their dads and they're pieces of shit, guaranteed. Yes. And so I've been told to get out of show business by better people than KB. There's every record label in Los Angeles told me to get out of show business. So I did. And I'm not in show business, and neither is he. Neither are any of us. What is he doing with
All
that?
right. That's a good
But
point.
I
Now, do
would
you
like
want
to
to tell
also
people
say
what?
that your KB impression is amazing, my...
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
What did you do to your audio, dude? It used to be so crisp.
All right. To me?
No, yours
Me-
is fine.
All right.
Hackride's is-
Well, let's let Hackride get his shit together. I forgot how much prep he has to do, and we'll bring Hackride back at the end.
Yes, come back.
All right.
I back
See you,
him up.
buddy.
I think he froze.
I don't know what that was.
That was panic Hackride. Like, oh no.
that was a man on the brink. Yeah, so that's pretty much my take on Kevin Brennan. He's a fucking loser.
Yeah.
He really is. He's a joke. Like it's kind of funny to watch him. I'm surprised. He must have fans, right? I'm sure maybe we'll hear from maybe the Brennan Army will come after me, but like I'm starting to wonder, do people watch him? Is this a hidden gem? Like, are people watching him as a joke also? Because everything I've seen, it is sort of just a loser, tired act.
Kevin Brennan's?
No, Craig, Mathew Perry.
I didn't know. I thought you were just turning on Hackride for a second. That's why I was like, what?
No, of course not. As
Yes.
if I can steal a phrase from my great mentor Kirk Minahan, guess I'm working alone on this one. let's move on. What do you say?
Which one would you like to move on to?
Boy, how about a guy that we have not visited in a while?
Our boy?
Not so fast.
Oh.
Chris D'Elia.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah, so we haven't checked in on Chris D'Elia in a while, and sometimes I forget my rule of thumb with Chris because I'll watch his podcast for a little while and I'll be like, it's fine, but I always end up getting to the goodness. But this week he hit me with some goodness, a little treat for us right out of the gate.
I was gonna say right off the bat.
We played new Chris D'Elia's trailer last week with Matt Rife. Well, apparently Daddy ain't ready to retire because buckle up for this. This is going to have to be family viewing, I think, at some point.
I got canceled.
Hold on. Was he Jerry Callahan?
Exactly.
I wish we had that drop.
I will say, I'm kind of impressed he said it.
I got canceled?
He's going to talk about it in some capacity.
Me, Weinstein, Cosby. This is cancel culture. Run amok. Canceled? What the fuck are you talking about? Kevin, Jesus. Maybe I'm thinking of people that should have been canceled. Chris, you were not canceled. People wanted to charge you criminally. The FBI was investigating you.
Big time.
That's not being canceled. There was a very thorough documentary made about you.
Yeah, it was done really well.
That's not tweeting about a flood in Japan and losing advertising deals.
I got canceled. My son has cried every single day for 3 years. And it's crazy because over the last 3 years, I've cried every single day for different reasons. You know, he's like, I'm hungry.
Because I cheated on his mom. Because I'm a serial cheater with the boy's mother. And I fuck 16-year-olds. That's why I cry, son. Why are you crying?
He fucks 16-year-olds and he grooms 14-year-olds.
Craig looks at that like, how do you get in that old dusty claptrap? How do you stomach that old bag of bones?
Yeah, I can deal with a lot, but being compared to this guy.
She said to me, well, that's no surprise you're a comedian. I said, what do you mean? I know you think you like to do.
Craig messages Chris D'Elia and says, when they get to the age you like them, how do you keep things fresh?
Where do your ideas come from?
I said, what do you mean? I know you think you like to do stand-up because you like to make people laugh. When people laugh, that means that they accept you, and you need that. And that's when I was like, you're a fucking bitch.
See, gang, I don't treat women any better now.
I'm so far I'm impressed that I haven't heard that dumb voice he's been doing forever, though.
The I haven't learned tour.
It just says grow or die on the screen right now.
Same old Chrissy. Hey, guys, good news. Nothing has changed.
I'm just a guy, and I'm just trying to do better, okay? They don't want you to change. That's the truth. I got back on stage.
No, Chris. We're begging you for the safety of the children. We are begging you to change for the love of God.
We really, really want you to change.
If anyone that has a daughter, just so it's safe for them to go outside, they want you to change.
Just like, what the are you? Oh, but I typed so fucking hard.
Oh, so it's going to be a rally. That sounds fun.
Yeah. So his new special is called Grow or Die.
Yeah, which he's unfortunately done neither. And he's apparently like he's doing the Louis C.K. model, I guess. He's charging for this, selling it on his website, I think.
Yeah. I got canceled. No one will take my special.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. That's how he's going to frame it, I'm sure, is that he and like Louis are the same.
Yeah.
Where again, like what Louis did, if you want to question it, particularly stuff in the workplace, whatever, if you have a problem with it, fine. But there's no rape involved. With Chris, the allegations, I don't know if they're true or not, but the allegations are rape. Good old-fashioned rape. Not he was kind of weird to me, and afterwards I regretted it. No, the good old-fashioned, like, 1950s style rape. Like, the girl's crying, he says, you do what I say and everything's going to be fine, and she sucks his dick. You know? What I call vintage rape. Rape classic is what Chris D'Elia has been accused of.
New Coke.
And he's like, oh, me, Aziz, you know. Just got victims of the machine.
Well, that'll have to be a watch along on Patreon, I assume.
I think it certainly will be. Yeah, I guess we'll have to buy it. And I'm surprised he's not just putting it on YouTube.
He's got to make some money.
But that's the thing. I don't know. Yeah, it seems to me like that's the best way for him to grow his audience at this point. Because now there's probably younger kids that like don't know what he's guilty of.
That's probably,
you know what I mean. Like that are like, I'm sure there's Matt Rife fans that don't know what Chris D'Elia was accused of 3 years ago.
And they're just still calling him daddy.
Yeah. I want to join the cult. What's that?
Yeah, tell me about it, please. But that was how his latest episode opened.
Yeah, he promotes it. He tells people to watch it and everything. And then like it's like riding a bike, as they say. I got back into his podcast immediately, and I was like, oh, of course I can rely on Chris. I've been, we've had auditions last week for the new Stuttering John and everything, and I forgot about Old Faithful. Our old guys. I feel bad I've neglected them because I said it's so easy to just listen to a Chris D'Elia podcast and find 10 clips to laugh at this fucking asshole.
And it's really unfortunate that Hackride's parody songs for each individual's like intro music we used to play was so good they thought it was real.
Yeah, what the fuck? We got demonetized. It's not Hackride's fault, but all those parody songs got us demonetized, so we can't stop playing them.
Insane. It's absolutely insane.
Well, what can you do when you're a rebel like us?
Yeah, YouTube's great.
Yes.
But the first clip we have from this episode is called Calvin.
Yeah, so this is about his son, and just listen to how delusional this guy is.
It's all good. It's all good, my babies. This is the whatever.
I'm glad you've kept that catchphrase, Chris. That's not creepy at all.
Might as well have said my girlfriends.
Yeah, right.
Episode, it's 300 and something. I don't even know. I can't even believe how many episodes we've had.
So badass, man.
Calvin came in.
It's so cool.
I don't even know. Who knows? No one knows. I don't know how many podcasts I've done. You shouldn't know. Why are you attempting to?
He just keeps collecting like the shittiest tattoos I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah, but he talked about his tats on the episode. I don't think I have any clips of that, though.
Every single time I see him, there's a new one that looks like shit. He's got like a dumb neck tattoo that doesn't look right either.
Well, the further you get into your 40s, I think it's cooler to keep adding to that collection.
Yeah. When you haven't had him up to this point.
Yeah.
Earlier, obviously, and messed with all the levels on the headphones.
Sorry, go back. We just missed a little bit of context.
How many episodes we've had. And Calvin came in earlier, obviously, and messed with all the levels on the headphones because we couldn't hear anything. And then we noticed that all of them were turned down to a certain level. And that
Calvin, just so everyone knows, is his at most 3-year-old son.
Right. So he's going to have full conversation with him.
So listen to how he talks about this, like, as if we're supposed to be like, wow, what a great dad. What an adult you've become.
The best dad.
Because he comes in here and pushes the buttons. And my gosh, I only feel love about that. If anyone else were to ever do.
I'm going to tell you one thing. My son has come in here before and touched all the buttons, and I was furious.
Yay! Go, Calvin!
I was very upset.
You ruined Daddy's work. Good job, buddy.
And I'm going to go out on a limb and say there's no shot Chris D'Elia knows anything about sound.
Calvin, by the way, is like, if I push all these buttons, will you stop cheating on mommy? Which one of these has you stop fucking 9-year-olds?
I think it's when you turn.
Is there a button on here?
Yeah, it's the one that turns on the camera.
Every slide associated with a number, he's like, just over 18, please, for the love of God. I'd like to have a dad by the time I'm out of high school.
That'd be very funny if he had to count and he always started at 18 from now on just to get in the habit.
Calvin's teaching Chris an account.
Anyone else were
sorry, just go back a little. I know we keep talking over it. So Calvin runs in. Like, listen to this. What Chris has done and what he did during the pandemic when he got canceled.
Yep.
And canceled, to be clear, is people saying, we think you're a pedophile. That's cancellation in Chris's mind.
At best, you're a statutory rapist.
Yeah, or a groomer.
Yeah.
So Chris got canceled. And when he first started coming back, what he would do is post on TikTok with his family.
Yep.
And be like, look, guys, hey, babies, look at what a great dad I am.
She's still with me. Why do you guys care?
Yeah, my wife loves me. I'm a great dad. Look how cool I am. Meanwhile, while he was posting those, he was trying to fuck girls on the road.
Anyone that liked the video, he was DMing.
Yeah, he's messaging girls on Snapchat. Literally messaging girls being like, you know who's a real dumb twat is my wife. As the thing is still loading to TikTok.
Because he comes in here and pushes the buttons. And my gosh, I only feel love about that. If anyone else were to ever do that, I would get mad. But
Calvin's really kind of opened me up and made me think about
He's like a brother to me.
things in a different way. Dude, I tell you right now.
Hold on. Can I say? Yeah, like of course. Why do you want a pat on the back for this?
Yeah, you didn't strike your kid for touching your business.
Yeah, if my 32-year-old friend walked in here and started fucking with my laptop, I'd be madder than if a 3-year-old did it.
For sure.
What a great guy I am, huh, everyone?
Isn't that something?
Look at how evolved I am.
Next, this is where it gets into classic Chris. We starts talking about couples therapy.
Well, but we haven't talked about Chris in a while, so maybe we have some new viewers here, or listeners.
Right.
What Chris is famous for, and it's amazing. I couldn't believe it. This is just yesterday's episode, by the way. Like, I didn't search for this. What's amazing is, scroll of the thumb, you're gonna find a podcast with Chris D'Elia shitting on his wife. Just like that. Now, hey, that's all well and good, but a guy that has been dragged through the mud, canceled, if you will, to use his word again.
Yep.
For constantly cheating on his wife with barely or possibly illegal girls.
Yeah, if you are new to the this Chris D'Elia podcast, we have covered it in the past. The best scenario for the show is when his wife's on and you can just hear him and see him basically going, I really wish you were fucking like 14.
Yeah, the best episodes are when Kristen D'Elia is on, because the whole like she takes a lot of his shit, and then eventually, I got to give her credit, she must be knowingly doing that. Like eventually she'll be like, well, you have your issues too. Just kind of passive aggressively, and I'm like, all right, Kristen, start fighting back, baby.
It's when she's like, she must be a saint or the dumbest human alive.
Yeah,
because
I don't know.
he will shit on her to her face.
I'll tell you this though, she probably is aware that if he fucks up again, if he leaves her, like she's in for a real pile of money, because this guy's selling out theaters still,
which is crazy. Because I remember when he first came back and we watched his quote apology video for being horny all the time.
Yeah.
Missing the point.
Well, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say we checked his tours and he was going all over the place to theaters and they were sold out.
He was at the Wang Theater here in Boston playing multiple shows. It's like a 3,000-seat theater.
That's a big one, yeah.
Canceled.
I'm canceled to an arena. But yeah, there's couples therapy here.
Okay.
And then she was like, look in your wife's eyes and tell her how you feel. And I was just like, oh, anytime you got to do that in couples therapy, if you're in couples therapy, look, couples therapy is great because you know what?
Hope you
that
not
whole book,
cheat.
Men Are From Mars, Women Are From IKEA, whatever the hell it is.
Is Kevin Brennan writing your stuff?
His name, Antichrist.
I gotta say, I think he knows it's not IKEA. Because that would be an absurd book title.
It's playing, by the way.
Like,
oh, I go back. I forget this guy with the fucking pauses.
I was like, I swear to God, I hit play, and this isn't a Hackride video.
This is the IKEA joke that we just mentioned, and then pause for laughter. You guys are going to be able to, like, much like Hackride earlier, try and compose yourselves after that great line.
No, this is just pause for standing ovation. It was a very long one.
Women Are From IKEA, whatever the hell it is.
Chris. Yeah! Kid fucker.
It's unbelievable how much it's hard to be on the same page with anyone. Now, take into account a woman, right? If you're a man, if you're a woman.
Here we go. It seems Chris hasn't worked on a lot of these issues yet.
You know what are really annoying? Women. That's why I stick to girls.
He seems angrier at women now than he ever was.
Right?
He knows if they get divorced, he's losing everything.
He certainly does.
So couples therapy is good. I do it now. Do I want to? Do I go like this? Oh, every single time we got to go do it? Yeah. Now, afterwards, do I feel
Is
better?
it court ordered? Sure.
publicist making me do this? Of course.
Is it all for my image and I lied about going to rehab? Who knows?
Sometimes I feel worse. But then I started to feel better, I guess. So what happens is...
I guess.
Hold on, go back. I'm going to hear that again.
I guess I feel better, I guess.
Do it? Yeah. Now, afterwards, do I feel better? Half the time. Half the time I feel worse. But then I started to feel better, I guess. So what happens is...
Boy, it seems to be working like a charm.
If his wife listens to this, I'd just be like, fuck you, dude.
This fucking guy, man. How many chances have I given this prick?
What else do I have to give you?
When am I enough, Chris?
From my recollection, she's a very attractive lady, too.
I mean, who knows? She seems like a sweetheart. We don't fucking know. We see her for
cameras
2
are
hours
on.
a year. Yeah.
The cameras are on and a microphone is in her face. Oh,
Yeah.
Christmas is coming up, which means we are definitely getting her soon.
Ooh, those are always exciting. Kids, gather around. Wait till this Christmas, because
Yeah.
I'm sure we will get a Chris and Kristen episode.
They're fantastic.
Yeah.
Therapy's fine. When I'm talking to the therapist, cool. Sitting next to my wife, all good. But dude, when I got a fucking turn, when she says,
But dude, when I'm on a fucking playground, then it's go time.
He just turned into Dice and he's like, he's watching girls on the seaside. He's like, you know what I want to do to you?
Suck my banana juice.
Kristen, look in her eyes, and I go, this is exactly what I don't want to be doing, dude. I love looking in her eye.
I don't want to look at her at all. I
What
feel
a sweet sentiment.
actually, hey Doc, I feel a ton of guilt and I can't look her in the face.
Yeah, I'd actually rather be anywhere in the world than looking at my wife. What a beautiful sentiment from this piece of shit.
He's the worst.
Kristen, look in her eyes, and I go, this is exactly what I don't want to be doing, dude. I love looking in her eyes. But
Therapist's like, okay, I don't recommend that as the lead-off phrase.
Ooh, I don't think I can help you guys. You might want to have to. You might want to split.
Oh, I'm sorry. Looking into her eyes disgusts you. We might be done here.
Every time I look her in the face, I dry heave.
Yeah, I love bilking you guys for money, but it seems like I don't know if you two are meant for each other.
You think in couples therapy he's talking about like putting her in a home because she's too old?
The problem with Chris is he looks into her eyes, and they're open. That's the unfortunate thing.
When they're shut, he can sneak out.
Oh, you're able to use your neck muscles and a spot on your head.
There's no soft spot to be careful of.
looking in her eyes and have her looking in mine and be talking that step is fine. The looking in her eyes is fine. The her looking in my eyes are good. Good. Great. Love that. Let's stop it right there, because after that, the me talking about my feelings part, oh,
I'm liable to say something.
I might say something that'll get me in more trouble, Doc.
You know me. I can't keep my fucking mouth shut about how rock hard I am for teenagers.
Thank you. So, Chris, why don't you look in her eyes and tell her how that makes you feel as a man? No, thank you.
That would ruin the lie that I'm living.
You got to do it because you're there, right? The shit costs whatever it costs. I don't know. They just charge me every fucking month.
Seems like a guy who's getting a lot out of therapy. You've heard me. I've gone to therapy over the last few years. They happen to charge me. I pay out of pocket for it.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard me speak of it like that?
No, some would say you're a changed man.
You cocksuckers.
To be fair, it doesn't sound like his therapist is like cooking hot pockets. Well,
That's true. That is a benefit.
yeah.
That's Alba asked me how therapy was this week, and I was like, oh, it was good. And I actually told her something that like came up, and she was like, what did he say? I was like, I don't know. He's fucking microwaving his leftover chicken or something. He wasn't paying attention.
Raviolis in the microwave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the time. But you know, like if you microwave something for too long, some shit will start like exploding.
He's putting out a fire.
Yeah, you just hear stuff going like poof, poof, like in the back. And you see him, God damn it.
This is a great episode of Frasier we're scripting.
Yeah, exactly. Next one is powerful lesson, piggybacking off the previous one.
Oh, this is. I mean, if you listen to Chris, you know he's very powerful with his words, and this is certainly does not fall short of that.
Ugh. Like, dude, I was watching Ice Age earlier.
With his
and,
date.
like, the fucking
With this day.
Oh, you know, I've met Dennis Leary.
Use Calvin to have an excuse to hang out with people that age.
Hey, Calvin, who are your friends? You gonna introduce me?
Did you hogging them all or what?
Where'd you find these mamacitas, Calvin?
the fucking woolly mammoth was like took the spear from the caveman guy and he was gonna stab him and shit, and then they had the kid on the top of the woolly mammoth and was like, "Look, here's your kid." And they
Listen
thought
to
they
this,
were-
man. Let's start this clip over if you wouldn't mind. Listen to this man.
Like, dude, I was watching Ice Age earlier, and like
Naturally.
the fucking woolly mammoth was like took the spear from the caveman guy and he was gonna stab him and shit, and then they had the kid on the top of the woolly mammoth and was like, "Look, here's your kid." And they thought they were never gonna see each other again, but now they are. And now the kid's walking, and the dad wasn't even there, but the animals told him to walk, and so it's like, all right. But then they play the music, and I'm like, oh fuck, man! Like that really makes me, if I let it, feel. If I let it,
Wow.
I can feel very, very deeply about that. But dude, I don't let it, do I? No, because it's fucking Ice Age, dude. Because I'm not gonna
That's
let
very brave of you, Chris.
looking
What a man.
CGI woolly mammoth.
I like that he's combative with Ice Age.
Yeah. And at the end of the clip, the woolly mammoth starts slowly appearing. He had someone put it in.
They're trying to fucking teach me something. I'm not gonna. What a rebel this guy is. He must show all his stable of ladies this. Like, see, I didn't let Ice Age teach me anything. And they're like, whoa, what a bad boy.
He's gonna be like, you know what? That movie Moana, it's a diaper dropper.
A lot of people, a lot of Chris's peers, you know, quote books, literature they've read, perhaps. And he's like, I'm watching Ice Age the other day. And listen, I know it's for kids, but there's some lessons in there.
Speaking
And by the
of,
way, how shallow the lesson he's talking about is just like, you know, fucking don't give up, basically. What deep message.
next, he's talking about the gym here.
I mean, this is just, if you don't think Chris D'Elia is enough of a douchebag already, buckle up.
Whatever, dude. I keep it cool at the gym. I was at the-
Hold on. And this is Chris's style.
Mhm.
That sentence we just heard, apropos of nothing.
Nothing.
There was no setup for it, or just there's a pause, and then whatever, dude. I keep it cool at the gym.
I'm cool as hell.
No one said you didn't, buddy. You're in fine shape. We're not getting big with you.
Whatever, dude. I keep it cool at the gym.
That might have to go in the outro.
I was, you know, to be honest with you, I'm glad you said that. I was thinking it,
Yeah.
so it's in there.
Okay. Beautiful.
That's a 2 for 2. Let's hear it one more time just to cement it in history.
Whatever, dude. I keep it cool at the gym. I was at the gym. And I was
Aggressive. He's like angry, as if like, listen, I know you guys haven't said anything, but it's almost as if you don't think I'm keeping it cool at the gym.
Just want you to know I'm cool as hell.
Oh, it seems to me you guys don't think I'm keeping it cool at the gym. Well, let me set you fucking straight.
He's not letting us know that the gym he's at is the local high schools.
The gymnasium.
Or the jungle gym.
whatever, dude. I keep it cool.
Gym
at the gym.
class.
Whatever, dude. I keep it cool at the gym.
That's a good one. It's good.
That's worked perfectly.
You ever watch you know, any little kids movies?
Whatever, dude. I keep it cool at the gym.
What's that to do with it?
Hey, Chris, You see, Kyle Anderson made a documentary about it. Do you want to address it on your podcast?
Whatever, dude. I keep it cool at the gym.
Chris, some people say you weren't necessarily canceled, but just accused of a litany of crimes.
Whatever, dude. I keep it cool at the gym.
Hey, Chris, a lot of people think that Matt Rife has just kind of filled your shoes and you've been forgotten.
Whatever, dude. I keep it cool at the gym.
Oh, good. I'm glad you're fine with it then.
I was at the gym, and
That's his transition. He just goes, I was at the gym.
I was at the gym.
whatever, dude. I keep it cool at the gym. I was at the gym, and I was killing it. Okay, as I do.
I'm just getting swole as fuck.
I was just killing it.
Yeah. And if there's any, let's say high school aged women out there, I assure you, the old man still has some moves.
Guy comes up to me and says, "Hey, man, what's the progression? How did you get to where you get to with that exercise?" Because what I was doing is I was going down on one leg.
Where do you get your ideas from?
Him proposing.
So, Chris, hold on. Go back a little bit, because Chris is painting this picture where he's at the gym. And, he doesn't give a fuck. He's at the gym, And people are coming up to like, how do you do it, man?
And I was killing it, okay, as I do. Some guy comes up to me and says,
Whoa. What was the syllable he was about to utter?
Let me see.
It was like a very good show line.
killing it, okay, as I do. Some
Somewhat, Chris?
Yeah, that's exactly what it sounded like.
Hold on, let's see what this guy did.
Guy comes up to me and says, "Hey, man, what's the progression? How did you get to where you get to with that exercise?" Because what I was doing is I was going down on one leg, single leg, touching my other knee to the ground and rising back up. Now, that's very hard to do. It has a lot to do with balance.
It's almost like I'm a superhero. And people, when they see me do it, they marvel and they come up to me and they say, "How do you do it, man?"
Like in his mind, he's doing whatever the fuck he's talking about, and then the movie scene or TV show scene would pan out, and there'd just be a guy standing there going, "Whoa."
Chris is doing this workout where he's down on one knee and doing whatever he's doing on the pulley machine, and there's a guy off to the side just going like this. Great mother of God!
There's a guy dialing a phone number to get his buddy down here quick.
LA Times, the narrative on Chris D'Elia is about to change. You gotta see what he's doing.
Wait, oh God damn it. But I was, though, right? No lie. No cap.
Oh, Jesus.
Stop the cap. Don't we have that?
Stealing from Kirk now.
Somewhere, right? Stop
Coleman.
the cap.
Yeah.
No.
Stop the cap.
So, yeah, dude. No, I was
Stealing words
that
from
hilarious drop.
He's stealing his words from Coleman.
Yeah.
His dropping abilities from Cullinane.
Yeah.
legitimately going down on one leg, touching my other knee to the ground, holding 40 pounds.
Stop the cap.
And the guy comes up and he says, like, "Dude, can I ask you, what's the progression? Like, what's it like to get to there?" And I said, "Well, you start with
Chris, how do you do it?" I'm sorry, Chris. Are you man or machine?
Wait.
Okay, so
And he
this
was
guy's
like,
amazed.
"Well, that's interesting because it must make it a little bit harder, but then you can put this in." And I tell him all about it. And he goes, like, I walk out. I'm like, "Dude, guess what? That dude asked me about advice. Hey, dude."
That's how you can tell he's making up the story. He asked me for advice.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think Chris. He may be exaggerated. I don't think he totally made up the story. Listen to this. Listen to how this man betrays Chris.
The icing on
This man was his gym buddy. Listen to how Chris is just like, fuck this guy.
advice. Hey, dude, the icing on the cake, he was fit.
Stop the cap.
Dude, he was fit. Okay? So I go.
No way. A guy at the gym asking about workout tips was in good shape? It wasn't me or Craig walking up to you? Who would believe it?
You think it was possibly one of those like adult weirdos that are actually still a fan of yours and he was just trying to talk to you?
And then
Craig and Chris hang out at different establishments. Craig does ask for his tips though.
I was out in nature
How
going
do
for
you
a
do it,
stroll. Going for a stroll.
Chris, you know when you're walking by the bus and one of these pesky mothers calls the police? You know what it's like, right, bro?
Dude, the weirdest thing is like it was after the bus left, it was like 25 minutes later, and then the cops came. So like even if they when they called, the cops
I would
responded.
have fucked this kid 3-4 times by then.
I'm saying it was like an insane response time.
he's fit and that's my fucking confidence, man. Just growing up like I took a mushroom and I'm wearing fucking red overalls. Just loving it, man. You know?
Toad reference.
And I immediately text
Mario.
my wife and our friend together in a group text.
The
Dude,
mushroom
fit
thing,
guy,
right?
really a fit guy
Yeah. When he eats the mushroom, he either grows or he can like spit.
I got you.
asked me for advice. And they go, oh my gosh, okay.
Hold on. Go back. You're starting group text about this?
Yes.
It's my fucking confidence, man. Just growing up like I took a mushroom and I'm wearing fucking red overalls. Just loving it, man. You know? And I go and I immediately text my wife and our friend together in a group text. Dude,
You guys aren't gonna fucking believe this.
Hey, babe, I met a sexy guy at the gym today. She's like, what do I have to do for a little attention? Could you fuck me other than to procreate?
He'd rather start fucking guys just to get away from her.
Oh, I met the most swole dude at the gym. It's like, Jesus Christ.
a fit guy asked me for advice.
Yes. Did he cheat on his wife and she doesn't want to stay with him? How do you do it?
I go, oh my gosh, okay. Guess what, dude? The next day I'm working out. Same dude comes up to me, asks me for more advice. And then I'm talking to him and I realize, oh, he's just kind of a fucking crazy guy.
I thought he was going to say the F word again.
Ew, get away from me.
Ew.
No, but listen to this. Hold on one second. Listen.
Dude. Next day I'm working out. Same dude comes up to me, asks me for more advice. And then I'm talking to him and I realize, oh, he's just kind of a fucking crazy guy. Oh, he's talking to everybody. So I go, oh, fuck. He's not talking because he wants advice. He's talking because he's running from something. Oh, for fuck's sake.
What?
How did he get to that?
The crime that this man committed is having other gym friends. Oh, I guess I'm not the apple of his eye. And we know what happens if you have other irons in the fire, if you will. If you have other, other things to do, then Chris will yell, hey, buddy, I guess I'll just kill myself then.
Classic broad argument.
Go watch the Chris D'Elia problem. That's one of his tactics.
He was fit, dude. And I'm going to hold on to that, man. I'm going to hold on to that because it made me feel so good.
Sweet.
Made me feel so good.
I felt something for the first time since I had Snapchat on my phone.
Guy can't stomach looking at his wife. A man compliments him at the gym, and he's starting group messages about it.
He had his suitcase packed already. Where are we going?
Anywhere but home.
This next one is too popular.
Well, I mean, listen, Chris, it's weird. He mopes about his friends abandoning him, yet he can't keep people out of his fucking house. They had a Halloween party. It was crazy.
We had our Halloween party. I'm sorry if you weren't invited. I can't remember all of my.
I don't think many people are going to be upset that they weren't invited to Christina's house.
Oh no, I don't get to tie my name to a pedophile.
Anytime Whitney Cummings was opening the mailbox for like since July, she was like, "Is this the day?"
Joe Rogan is refreshing his Facebook page. I haven't gotten the invite yet.
Bert Kreischer tweets out, "I didn't get my invite."
We had our Halloween party. We had our Halloween party. I'm sorry if you weren't invited. I can't remember all of my friends. You know,
He's a mean girl.
Well, I mean, you should. I think you have like 3 left after the cancellation, and one of
Listen
them
to-
Brian Callen.
Listen to him go through this though. He's Regina George. Sorry if you weren't invited. Like, what do you? I have too many friends. Okay. I have the man's in his 40s. He's a father. I have too many friends.
I mean, like if you watch his stand-up, he's been I don't know how old he is now, but late
He's like
30s.
43, 44.
Oh, yeah, so he's mid to late 30s in his other specials, and he talks like he's 12.
Yeah.
So that's just where his brain's at.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
Well,
cool
it's always where his mind is. Yeah.
It's true.
inviting. I'm supposed to remember all my friends.
Mm-hmm.
My wife is like,
Yes, Chris. What kind of a selfish prick would you be if you didn't?
Some may
Supposed to
argue.
remember all my friends.
Some may argue if you forget them, they're not really your friends, pal.
invite. Who do you want to invite? And I'm like,
The warthog asked me to speak at his wedding.
Mhm.
I replied, Alba, who is this? Do you have this number saved? I don't know. Who is this gentleman? Oh, of course. What? Am I going to remember all my friends?
You start texting people to help you write something down to say.
I don't know. You know anything about this guy? I barely remember him.
just, you know who? And she's like, yeah, but, and then throughout like the 3 weeks leading to the party, what about? And I'm like, oh, yeah. And then I say, a few days before party, how many people are coming? And she said, I like 60. And I go, oh, for fuck's sake, dude.
Well, to be fair, your wife has to invite 60 to make sure 10 show up. The most common RSVP was, is your husband going to be there?
It seems like what he's mad about is that it's his wife's friends.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's what he's mad about. He's thrown out like, how am I supposed to remember all of my friends? I don't think he has anyone to invite.
He doesn't have a true friend. The only one he had the only true friend I think he had was.
I'll tell you who it is. It's Bappa.
Bappa
Man
and
cried at his demise.
Bappa and Callen.
That's the only true friend he's got.
Yeah.
60? I got to hide all my shit.
Yeah, you know what? You know what I say about inviting friends over? Hide the expensive stuff. They're going to steal it all.
Oh, God, our dearest friends are coming. We better lock up the fine china.
They're going to rob us.
What kind of people do you have a child? What kind of people are you associating with?
Someone spray painted pedophile on his wall at the last party.
I got to put
Oh, no. You invited people to our house? Surely we better put on the cameras.
I got to put a fucking bunch of stuff in the safe. 60 people? Do you know what that means? There's going to be at least 7 people I don't know who they are.
And you know why that is. Now, you know, if the skirt here invites her friends over, I actually know every one of them, believe it or not.
Isn't that weird?
It's crazy. I've taken an interest in her life, and I've met her friends.
You know, like usually, like typically, like 4 months into a relationship, when you realize you're going to be with someone for a while, you start meeting people in their life.
You meet the people that are close to them as well. Whereas Chris is like, I don't know. I barely know this bitch. You think I know her next of kin?
I don't have a clue. Dude, there were actually 6 people. I had no idea who they were. Oh, dude. How infuriating fucking blood red mad would this make you? Well, first of all,
It's so strange. No one brings their kids over.
We had to put Calvin to bed because no one else felt safe.
He had no one to play with.
put Calvin to bed in the middle of a party, and I had to lay with him until he fell asleep because it was
I've
loud.
heard this before, to be fair.
The timing was just perfect.
I put Calvin to bed in the middle of the party, and I had to lay with him until he fell asleep because it was loud. And I did do that because I'm a good dad. I love doing it.
He's like, Dad, don't try anything. I know I'm your type, but
His wife puts on a fucking chastity diaper when he goes to bed.
I walked out.
By the way, I mean, you have kids. I do not. Am I wrong to say kind of shitty parenting to have 60 people over while your kid's asleep? Maybe not at that age.
It depends because my kids go to bed real easy, and they stay asleep.
Yeah, it probably wasn't a school night or anything. I'll allow it. All right, I'll stop being such a prude.
To be fair, though, they're in LA. This could have been a Tuesday.
Yeah.
I bump into Clark Kent with a Superman. Like, he's got the glasses on.
Chris, I hate to kill your childlike wonderment. That was just a guy dressed as Clark Kent. He's not a real man.
Honestly, if you took the glasses off, you would have been like, "Oh, I didn't know 5 people. That's just James."
No, he takes the glasses off. Chris is like, Superman? It's been you all along?
Superman, I go like this. I've never seen this person in my life. Okay. I walk downstairs. I see him again. He starts talking to me. I don't know who I'm talking to. My wife and I say, "Who's that?" She said, "Oh, that's my friend's husband." I said, "Who's your friend?" She said, "My friend. I know her from Instagram." I go, "We don't even know the friend."
Well, okay, that's a weird invite then.
Well, yeah, that's where I can't defend Kristen. But I gotta say, if we're being fair here to Kristen, Chris has a few Instagram friends as well.
Yeah, and they're there, but no one can see them.
I hope he gave her shit for this. Was like, you just invited someone from Instagram, and she's like, "Really, Chris?"
Honestly,
yeah. I hang out with people I meet on social media. You ever done that?
if I had a party and I ran into someone I didn't know, and I asked my wife, "Who is this?" and she was like, "I met this person on some local town Facebook group," and I just said, "Want to come?"
Yeah,
I'd be
that'll grant you.
Yeah, I'd be pretty mad.
But again, turnabout is fair play. You know,
That's true.
Snapchat is also a breeding ground for some unsavory characters.
I think she's just setting him up. She's like, "Go ahead and say something."
Yeah, I know him from Instagram. Well, yeah, you know what? We snap back and forth.
Do you know that saves?
What would you react like if I told you that you can screen record Snapchats?
And your dumbass didn't realize it. It tells you when they do that.
I don't need a man who's faster than the speed of faster than a locomotive stealing my, you know what I mean?
Oh boy, is he just not funny?
Why is everyone there to rob you?
Just because I wear a Superman costume does not mean I take on his powers.
Superman's a good guy. The analogy doesn't even hold up.
Yeah, I think he's talking about stealing the captives in the basement.
They all know my kryptonite. Of age women. They show me a picture of my wife. Ah! My powers melt away.
Now, this next clip, this is my favorite thing when I see something like this in the clips, and it just says bizarre 40 seconds.
Yeah, Chris has a couple of clips here that we'll get to that it's like, what is this a show? What are you doing?
It's like he forgets he's doing something.
I love life. Life rips. I love life.
Nice, bro.
There was a jump cut in there too, so he cut out more.
I didn't put on deodorant today.
Okay.
But I'll tell you what, I don't usually need to, but sometimes.
Hold on, go back because we talked over the silence. I want people to feel how long that silence is like it's 5 seconds or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
On a podcast, it feels like an eternity. So we're not going to talk over this time.
It's and there's a jump cut in the middle, so he cuts
some out, but not all of it. It's artistic, maybe.
I love life. Life rips. I love life. I didn't put on deodorant today. But I'll tell you what, I don't usually need to, but sometimes late at night, I'll fucking like put my arm around my wife and I'm like, "Are you eating a sandwich in here?" And it's just because I didn't put deodorant on. Buy Berg water drilled from icebergs on Amazon.com. Go to my page if you want to purchase a 10-word ad or shout out holler.baby/Chris D'Elia.
So the main reason I put that clip in is because if you guys go to holler.baby/Chris D'Elia Do you know what you can buy?
Kid stuff.
No, you can buy an ad. Did you hear what he said?
Yeah.
You can buy a 10-word ad.
Ooh, interesting.
Can we do that right now?
Holler. Let's see.
Holler.baby/Crystalia.
Baby. Crystalia. What do you think the price on this is going to be?
It's got. I think he said $10 or something.
It.
Maybe he said 10 words.
$175.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Chris.
So he does that on his show?
He doesn't even sell it well. Did you hear what he just said? He just like mumbles through it. Yeah.
Yeah. All I heard was something about glacier water and then that.
Damn. That's too bad. I'm not gonna pay him that much.
No,
Maybe I will. I was the one I had in mind was Kyle Anderson is a great documentarian. Listen to Blind Mike. 10 words.
That would be something.
I suspect that would be refunded, but
probably. But I'm not going to stop anyone that's listening that feels like doing that.
I think I suspect he would gloss over that Kyle Anderson's getting mumbled. Kyle Anderson's a great documentarian.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, so you can buy a 10-word ad for $175, which does not seem worth it if you're actually advertising anything. But maybe it's worth it to you if you want him to get him to say something dumb.
I need a pedophile to say 10 words about me right now for a shitload of money.
You've been doing it the whole episode.
Hey.
Hello, folks.
Folks. Getting derosted right now. This is he finally starts talking about some current events with his touching tribute.
As he always does. Yeah. Oh, he's Kevin Brennan's not the only one getting some hot water with Mathew Perry.
Dude, how crazy is it that Mathew Perry died in the hot tub? That's so sad. He was so funny, man. I know he was battling an addiction, but I don't know if that had anything to do with it. I think he had a heart attack, they said. In the hot tub.
Wow. Glad to finally get your insight on this, Chris. Really glad you've weighed in here. You've added a lot to the conversation.
He's putting on like his version of the Case voice for this too.
Yeah, it is very serious. Yeah.
But I don't know if that had anything to do with it. I think he had a heart attack, they said. In the hot tub. And then drowned, which is wild. Heart goes out to him and his family and the Friends cast, because that's probably weird for them.
Does he think like they were all, like he really lived with Joey?
Jennifer Aniston's really upset.
This has got to be. I'm sure. I think they knew him very well, but it's funny to be like, my heart goes out to his family and the Friends cast, both equally. What a tribute this is. I'm sure this is lightening the Perry family day.
Definitely.
Heart goes out to him and his family and the Friends cast, because that's probably weird for them.
Yeah, one of them died, yes.
I never met him.
That's the about me tweet, but like when you have nothing, you still try to do it.
I never met him.
Never met the guy.
And ultimately, I wonder if that's what killed him. He didn't get to see me sculpting at the gym.
He might have read the allegations against Crystalia and then died in the hot tub.
I never met him. It's funny to go into that serious thing. Like, he has nothing to say about it, nothing to add at all, because he doesn't want to make a joke about it because he wants to be in like that Hollywood world and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't want to make a joke about it, but he doesn't really want to take it too seriously because that's not his personality. So he just says, like, my heart goes out to the Friends cast. I never met him.
Score one for Seinfeld. But this is piggybacking off that one. It's him coming to grips.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, it's tough. We've all, like, I'm sure we were all rattled when Mathew Perry died. So this is how Crystalia tries to deal with it.
God, he was like 54 or something. Imagine that. Imagine if fucking Brian Callen just died. That'd be
Yeah.
so insane.
Hey, Chris, you didn't need to, for instance, us. Matthew Perry is much more famous.
Why don't you go, imagine
Can you-
if Brian Callen died. Oh, I forgot to invite him.
Try and imagine. So, an actor that was a character on one of the most famous sitcoms of all time, by far, passed away. Imagine if, like, the 9th lead in The Hangover died. It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Brian Callen just died. That'd be so insane.
Can you imagine? Like, Matthew Perry died. If you guys don't understand what that is for the kids out there, imagine if the waiter from Old School died. Try and comprehend that.
Imagine that. Imagine if fucking Brian Callen just died. That'd be so insane.
Why would that be more insane?
He's like, because I actually knew that one.
I didn't know Matthew Perry. This is how Chris learns about like life. Like, wait a minute. People I know could die too. What if that happened?
You mean you don't live forever?
Wait, he's the same age as someone I know who tried to distance himself from me.
Imagine if Joe Rogan died.
Yeah, Chris can imagine that actually.
This is playing, by the way. It's been playing.
What?
Yeah, let me.
I forgot about this. Go back. We got to appreciate the silences.
So insane.
Jesus. Holy shit.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Go back a little bit.
I guess Mike.
Do you remember what this goes into?
I don't actually.
Yeah, though that's you have to let it when it's pausing and he starts kind of talking. You gotta let it go because he goes.
Oh, he's the king of the transition. All right.
Yeah.
Imagine if fucking Brian Callen just died. That'd be so insane.
Okay. So insane. I don't even have a thought right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, rest in peace. I guess Mike Pence dropped out. Dude, I can't.
By the way, I cut that was the entire Matthew Perry segment. I cut nothing out of it.
Yeah.
So it's not like I cut this long tribute to Matthew Perry or, you know, how finite life is. He brought up the issue. He said that about it. And then he's like, Mike Pence is also in the news. And he was watching me at the gym. All right, what else?
We have 2 left to him. This is always a good headline too, because this is I don't think the first time you've said this for one of his clips. It's just podcast gold.
He has a way about him to do things that someone submit this to Cringe of the Week if you wouldn't mind. I'm sure it fits.
Oh, really?
That one's funny. Sending it to my friends.
You're on a show, asshole.
I'm starting to think he has 0 friends because he's talking about them so weirdly.
I'm texting my friends, guys. You're doing something.
It's those bots from AIM he's talking to.
Start this over because I really want you to revel in the silence.
Sending it to my friends.
Hello?
I dressed up as a milkman at my Halloween party.
That's what he comes out with. Like a retard, by the way. I dressed up as a milkman. He pauses for 40 seconds while he's texting. And keep in mind, as we saw, the podcast is edited. He has a team. He has producers.
Yeah, he went to the party as Calvin's real dad.
No, he went to the party as one of Calvin's friends, hoping that people would mistake him.
The last clip is just him riffing.
This is really what Chris is best at. So we heard him. By the way, he'll mention it, but he was a milkman, and Kristen D'Elia was a 50s housewife. Which, I mean, if that doesn't just speak volumes.
And my wife dressed up as a 50s housewife, and it was cool. It was couple's costume. People didn't really know it, dude. They thought I was being an ice cream man, which really fucking made me annoyed. And then I said to people,
Why? Hold on.
Someone tells me the costume wasn't that great.
Get your anger under control, buddy. That's not that big an issue.
Why do people?
It's an adjacent food item.
Almost like the same thing.
Hey, what are you, an ice cream man? No, I'm the milkman. Dick.
Fuckface.
Made me annoyed. And then I said to people, why do people think I'm an ice cream man? And people said, well, you mean you could be an ice cream man? And I said, there's a cow on my hat.
Yeah, how do you make ice cream, dumbass?
You dumb shit. Also, like, people are being nice, like, hey, what are you, an ice cream man? Which is a terrible costume. Only to be dwarfed by milkman.
And they said, well, there's milk and ice cream. And I said, yeah, but that's not the thing, honestly.
He's a little kid.
How many ice cream companies have a cow on their logo?
Many.
Several.
He's a little kid where he's like, I'm not an ice cream man. I'm a milkman. Kristen, tell him. I'm gonna kill myself. Everyone better say how good my milkman costume is, or I'm gonna kill myself.
You better say it, or he's not gonna fund any parties anymore.
Kristen's like, guys, do it, or he's gonna run upstairs.
He's gonna stomp.
He goes, lock everything in the safe.
I'm gonna go play blocks with Calvin.
I'm gonna lock my booze in the safe if you guys don't say how good my milkman costume is.
What's his booze, you think? What's his booze of choice?
Well, he doesn't drink, remember?
Oh, that's right. That makes sense.
I
keep forgetting because that's like legitimately the creepiest part of all his shit.
He doesn't mind plying women with liquor.
Right.
He always had that on hand. But
that's right.
Fucking milkman, obviously, dude. How crazy is it that people used to just deliver milk?
Now here's where we get into the riff.
Milk.
Giddy up. Chris can't imagine another decade.
I'm a milkman. I'm a job that's been extinct forever.
Well, that's exactly right, Craig, where it doesn't exist anymore. And Chris is about to riff on this. And it's maybe this is like a We Might Be Drunk type experiment where Sam Morrill and Mark Norman mention their bits on air. Mm-hmm. And then when you see them on stage, you're like, I remember them saying that. I think we're seeing the evolution of one of the great comedy bits here. Who even needs a milkman?
No one needs it. Nobody.
People used to just deliver milk. People used to deliver milk. And also, what a racket. You didn't even need milk.
You did.
You know?
Well, hold on. As much as you need anything, like, I guess you could survive without milk, but it's kind of an essential food item for cooking and things. Like, people needed it.
It's in an awful lot of stuff.
It's in a lot of stuff, and also it's a time where not everyone had a car, particularly women, the ones who
stayed home.
Cooking. Yeah. They needed their milk.
You know that we call them old reliables.
Yeah. How about this, Chris? Look at your wife and what you made her dress up as, and think, how would she serve me? Oh, she needs the ingredients.
You know, you don't need milk. You certainly don't need it to be delivered. What a bullshit job. It's like a Will Smith movie.
Why don't they just Uber it? I don't get it.
You know what, Mike? You know what I've always thought about milkmen? It's an awful lot like I Am Legend.
It's exactly like that, actually. And he's about to tell us why. It's funny you brought that up.
Well, no, he already said the Will Smith.
I know.
Bird. What a bullshit job. It's like a Will Smith movie. Like where a fucking, he makes those movies about people with fake jobs, like Hitch. Like, what is that movie?
Yeah, Craig. Why would you use the example of I Am Legend, which is a sci-fi situation? Why wouldn't you use the obvious example of Hitch, where he plays a matchmaker which is a very real job.
That's true. That's very true. Oh, that was what a job for like 8 years in the 90s, and then people were like, "This
Yeah,
is dumb."
granted, a useless job, sure, a dumb job, but it existed.
You know what? We call these kind of people as your friends when you're out at a bar, and they help you and they make you look good for the lady you like.
The guy who's the star of a movie called I, Robot and Men in Black, by the way. Chris is like, it's like that Will Smith movie, Hitch, where it's a job that doesn't really exist.
Hitch, a guy who helps people find people. That's not a job, dude. Certainly not from a guy.
Oh, did you say pause or was?
No, I said it was.
Oh.
And by the way, he's like, certainly not from a guy. Bitches help you get bitches.
Ugh.
Like, okay.
Some like housewife in Maine would have that job. Not Will Smith, 38.
Okay, yes, I'll grant you that, Chris. But if you want to get into the weeds about this, is a housewife in Maine selling tickets, or is Will Smith circa 2003? What can I tell you?
Is this his transition to the Lewiston shooting?
Some housewife in Maine, which, by the way, very, very sad. What happened?
Rest in peace. Chris Christie really doesn't have a shot anymore.
Yeah.
In Maine would have that job. Not Will Smith, 38 when he shot it,
How do you know that?
How about in the scene when they're like, "Come on, man, you gonna help me get laid?" And he's like, "Whoa, that is not what I do." It's like, all right, bro, Dude, that movie fucking sucks. And I never even seen it. I just know that one scene.
I love Chris when he just riffs.
That movie sucks.
Movie sucks. You know what, Chris? I know you haven't seen it. Doesn't matter. I'm glad someone finally took down Hitch. It's about time Kevin James got his comeuppance. He's had it too good for too long.
Seriously.
What an asshole. I always forget what an asshole that guy is, because that's not even his best. He's had far worse episodes of that show.
Mm-hmm.
This was, I would say, a pretty generic episode of Congratulations, and yet still, as you saw, there's 10 points where I'm like, oh, just what an unbelievable douchebag is this guy.
What are you talking about?
Like that Will Smith movie. Hey, it's not a real job, just like that Will Smith movie. All right, Men in Black, I, Robot, I'm wondering what's he talking about here. No. The one where he goes to a Knicks game with Kevin James.
A backwards Scally Cat movie.
All right. What's next, my good man? Should we go to Alec Baldwin?
Go to Baldwin, or we can go to our old pal.
Well, let's go with Baldwin for now. We'll see if we even get to. I got a tease for you guys. I got a little treat. Oh, because we got to get to that fucking David Collins guy too.
Yeah, we got a lot, and
Don't let me forget him.
We're almost 2 hours in already.
Yeah, we might not get to. I was gonna tickle you guys' dicks with a little Ojeda, but maybe we'll come back with more power next week. Who knows?
You want the traffic one first, correct?
Well, don't spoil it.
He tells you right off the bat.
don't spoil the great scene he paints. Well, first, I do want to address the article I tweeted out about Alec and his family.
Yes.
Can we pull that up? Because my suspicion, I think I said this on Kirk's show the other day, but my suspicion is Alec Baldwin is throwing out, the New York Post and whoever else will listen to him, thinking about getting into the reality game, being hilarious.
Thinking about making a ton of money.
We finally answer what a cucumber in fact is.
I know you tweeted a perfect thing. I need this.
I need it. I was saying to Carl the other day that I was like, Alba, don't worry about rent.
We'll make.
I think our luck is about to change. Walking through life like a man with a purpose. This Alec Baldwin show is gonna cruise me through 2025.
The New York Post headline is so mean too.
What's that?
Quote, desperate. Alec and Hilaria Baldwin are seriously considering a reality TV show with 7 kids.
See, for some reason I read it as like Desperate was going to be the name of the show or something, but that makes more sense that they're just trashing Alec and Hilaria.
Oh, for sure. The first sentence is Alec and Hilaria +7.
Okay, catchy.
That would be the worst title for anything.
Terrible.
Alec Baldwin revealed Wednesday that he and his wife, Hilaria, 39, have been workshopping a potential reality series starring the duo and their 7 children.
I'm going to guess Being Baldwin. That feels like the something in that realm.
It should be some sort of gun pun. Is what they should do.
Okay. We'll see what network buys it.
Or if you only had 6 kids, it could be 6-shooter. That'd be good.
Well, that's a fantasy world we don't get to live in, Craig.
Honestly, if we give him like one more year, he might accidentally make that happen.
If he treats one of the current kids like Ireland and just forgets them.
This is from Kelly Ripa. When I think about you and Hilaria and your 7 young kids, now I know what you're going to say, but I just go with me. This has reality TV written all over it. Kelly Ripa, who hosts Sirius XM's Let's Talk Off Camera. Shockingly, Baldwin, 65, told Ripa that the duo have thought about it a lot.
I've thought to myself, now that Hilaria has 2 million followers, how do we get her to 3?
I was scrolling on iPad and it just came to me.
I very much appreciated everyone that tweeted at me and said this will be great on iPad.
Yeah.
We're premiering in September on iPad, so look forward to that.
We've gone over a lot of things on the show. That still might be my favorite thing ever said.
This is on iPad. I watched this on iPad.
You can get Netflix on iPad.
What I pray happens is that this is on Netflix.
I hope so.
Because then there's a chance it really sweeps the nation.
That
you know what if it's on some other streaming service or on cable or whatever, people aren't going to give a fuck about it.
Yeah.
This could really cruise this show to the top because we would be the #1 Alec Baldwin recap podcast.
For sure. And we're ahead of the game. We're so ahead of the game.
Yeah. We've got a stable of Baldwin fans here.
Actually, for the show purposes, I hope it's not on Netflix because then it'll be impossible to clip.
Oh, good point.
So hopefully it's anywhere else.
Yeah, that's a good point. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for that. I don't know. He's teasing it. I think it's something he's throwing out there in hopes it does happen. But maybe I'm wrong.
Let me read this next sentence.
Please.
According to the 3-time Emmy Award winner, the main reason he wants to do a reality show would be to, quote, stay home and work from home, end quote.
I've been doing a lot with iPad lately, and I'd like to really work on that, hone that craft. I've been working on iPad so much. Do you know you can play chess on iPad?
Yeah, I'm desperate to try to work from New York, the actor said.
I like that the New York Post, by the way, takes that and is like, quote, desperate. What bricks?
Oh man. And then just especially if this was like a national show and Hilaria was like a focal point.
She would have to be. She would probably be the star.
Yeah, but she would get dug into and all that shit would come out.
She would be the star, and I really can't as embarrassing as Alec is on Instagram, I can't imagine he's a respected actor. Like he's gonna just be on a reality show now.
No matter what he's done or who he's shot or anything, you can't take away his acting ability.
Jack Donaghy to me is a top 10 television character of all time. Like I love Jack Donaghy.
I always thought he was great in The Departed. I really liked him.
He's great in a lot of things. Yeah. So it would be bizarre to see him like Larry was supposed to take the kids to school today, but I guess it's my job now. And then he has to pack their lunches for him. Oh, it's wacky. He doesn't know how to make a sandwich.
With me, everything's about my family, the 30 Rock alum said. I have really tried in the last several years.
Except for, of course, my oldest daughter, who I called a little piggy girl.
I have really tried in the last several years. Once we had 5 and then 6 and then 7 kids. I can't go anywhere for any length of time. So
unless I'm pulling the trigger on set. Unless I'm out firing off a couple of rounds.
I hope just as a joke, the cameramen on this show or camera people, whatever it is, should all have Kevlar vests on.
You know, it was cute the first day, but I'm gonna have to ask you to take that off now.
It turns out it was in the contract.
That's a great. This could be like The Office, where he has that interaction with. He's like, "All right, come on, wise guy, take the vest off," and then it's just him alone. Because it was in their contracts.
His hair's all disheveled as he's choking someone.
So I figured it was our duty to watch little Alec Baldwin. He hasn't posted much real recently, but I did find a series of videos that we skipped. And shame on me for not watching the whole thing the first go around. As Hackride pointed out earlier, I have a habit of doing that. With Alec Baldwin, sometimes these videos are so long that if it doesn't entice me right away, I get a little bored. I went back and watched this one, and I said, I think there's reason to stick around here. So let's play. We might not even play both, but we have to play at least the first video that we have. Because Alec makes his list of top 5 movies. Top 5 comedies even, maybe. I forget. So he's following in the footsteps of Stuttering John, apparently. And as any good list starts, he starts with the best and works down. So buckle up.
Oh, yeah.
I am on the West Side Highway, bumper to bumper traffic, afternoon rush hour. So therefore,
I was bored, so I figured I would bother all of you.
You guys have to hear me.
I have literally nothing better to do, so I thought I would check in with you folks.
Of my 5-part series on the Woody Allen films I love the most.
Good, Alec. I was hoping you wouldn't just list them. I was hoping you would drag it out over 5 parts, which, by the way, he doesn't. It's 2 parts, weirdly. But I will say, kudos to Alec. I think he's learned the monotony of him droning on into the camera would be better complemented with a little background music. So he's treating us to some piano in the background.
It is nice.
Big filmmakers who've made many, many films. I think his recent Coup de Chance is his 50th movie.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go back a little bit. I want to hear what he said.
Woody Allen films I love the most. Now,
another man who's completely innocent of all charges.
He didn't do anything either.
What I've come to respect most about Woody Allen is his ability to live an innocent life. A lot of people get accusations hurled at them, and they let it control them. But guys like me and Woody come out safe on the other side.
People can't take the heat.
Prolific filmmakers who've made many, many films. I think his recent Coup de Chance is his 50th movie.
I liked his recent work, the HBO documentary, where they pretty much lay out that he raped a child. I found that to be gripping.
I couldn't look away.
Levinson, people who made a lot of movies. Back in the old days, Hitchcock, Capra, Ford.
We're getting a list within a list.
I wonder what this driver's like. Shut the fuck up.
Sir, this is after Alec was like, sir, would you like to hear my list of top 5 movies?
Well, let me fire up my phone.
Oh, please, God, no thank you. I'm putting the partition up.
Okay, I'll talk to iPad.
Minnelli, whatever. People who made great films. Frankenheimer, a personal favorite of mine. But I've said this before, and I'll say it again. The thing about these films,
I was hoping this wouldn't be original.
is they restore my faith in humanity. If I'm down, if I feel like the world is
because all the movies I'm about to list haven't taken a human life, unlike some of my films.
Whatever my feelings are that are eating at me, there's nothing more reliable to me than watching a film of Woody's. And
I'll tell you what's unreliable is armorers. Directors, very reliable. Armorers on set, wildly unreliable.
You can't trust them to do their job.
Makes me feel better. there's an elixir quality to Woody's movies, and no movie performs that function. There's no movie that has that
That's
effect.
good. The Rapist is serving you an elixir. That's how you want to promote it. It's like he's having you doze off and you don't even really know what happened.
Just slowly go to sleep.
Then Broadway Danny Rose. I think Broadway Danny Rose is the funniest movie ever made. I mean, there's a lot of.
Is this like a whole list? Just a bunch of like indie
Highfalutin.
Yeah, like nothing you've ever heard.
Well, what I love about it though is, I mean, I've heard of Broadway Danny Rose, but yeah, it's a kind of a snobby list of films. But what I like about it is, I mean, nothing beats Broadway Danny Rose, so it's all downhill from here, folks. I love when you start a list, you're like, here's by far the best. Now here are some lesser films as we go along.
Great movies out there.
Yeah, each movie it's no Danny Rose.
As we've established, it's nothing close to Broadway Danny Rose, but
between that and It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, I love that movie. Stanley Kramer, another prolific filmmaker. So, I love Broadway Danny Rose. I love the setup. I love the construction. They're at the Carnegie Deli.
This is
they're all
one of this generation's fine. I love Alec Baldwin as an actor. So you think he's going to list his top 5 movies? We're going to get some real insight here. Listen to his insight on film. So far, we've got. I really loved it, but it gets more in depth. Don't worry.
Spitballing about the comedy world, the cabaret world, whatever it is. And I think it's Sandy Bear.
Whatever it is.
The ringleader there, or the head guy. And they flash back and they talk about Danny Rose. He goes, you guys got time? Sandy Bear says, you sure you got time? But this is going to take some time, this story. I've got the Danny Rose story, he says.
So he's just quoting the movie. So this is like, well, you're stuck at a holiday party or something, and someone comes up to you and is like, "You ever seen Goodfellas?" Like, yes. Remember they're at the fucking restaurant or whatever it is, and he says the thing to him, and then he's like, "Now go get your fucking shine box." Yes. No, I said I've seen the movie. Yes, I know.
We might have to do a watch along for Broadway Danny Rose to see if he's like telling us the truth.
Boy, Alec really nailed it.
See if it's the worst movie we've ever seen.
Hey, they do say all the stuff that Alec mentioned.
He was right.
I don't ever remember Siskel and Ebert being like, what I really liked is the beginning when one guy goes up to the other guy and he's like, "Hey, how you doing?" And he's like, "I'm pretty good. My name's Broadway Danny Rose. What's your name?"
And oh my God. And Mia is in the film. Does an amazing job. I mean, how Mia pulled that mafia, that mob.
For those of you that don't know, and listen, I don't know where I stand on the whole Woody Allen fiasco, but for those of you that don't know, Mia that he's referring to is Mia Farrow, who has accused Woody Allen of raping her daughter. That's the Mia that he's so casually referring to in this movie. Like, Woody directed, so of course Mia's in it. Those two love each other.
They're really close.
Out of her pocket is just mesmerizing to me. Mia's a great actress. She's a great movie actress. She made a lot of great movies, and many of them with Woody.
That's about it. And I don't know anything else about their relationship, frankly.
But my God,
she's of age now.
Everything, "Oh, you're an Aries," he says to her frustrated boyfriend. "He's a poet," the mother says. "He's a sensitive." And the Malokia, she says. I could go on and on and on.
And then I watched a film recently where a gentleman, he was sitting on a bench, and he mentioned that he was like, what was it? Oh, yes, life was like a box of chocolates. And I thought, boy, that's an interesting point.
And I really love that legless lieutenant.
And then he played ping pong, and he met the president. He did a lot of really great things. What was that gentleman's name? It was Forrest something, I don't know. Sally Field was in it. That's this is my review of Forrest Gump. He's not reviewing the movie. He's just like telling you. He's giving you the gist of it.
It took place in Alabama.
It's God forgive me. It's Barney Dunn.
He's doing character work now.
Back to the coffee shop. Barney Dunn. You know Barney Dunn. Then they cut to Barney Dunn, the stuttering ventriloquist. So listen, you kids. He's at a party somewhere. I mean, the moments in this movie are just so unbelievable.
And then Harvey Keitel says, "You're gonna be okay. Now say the fucking words."
That was actually like one of the first things he said that was like almost like a review. The parts are fucking amazing or whatever.
Oh, it's all really good. This is my review of the movie. It's all really good.
It's quite good and a fun watch.
It's a movie that's been out for 60 fucking years. And Alex like, guys, I had to get this out ASAP.
Part. I mean, when Danny has his Thanksgiving dinner or whatever, his holiday dinner, and a couple of people show up at his house, and you know, it's just he has a small life. It's a small life, but nonetheless, a lot of things to be grateful for.
And here's the thing: Vito Corleone is in the mafia, but he still wants to impose sort of, rules and sanity. But that was the thing about Michael, is he was different. He was more cutthroat. All right, I never heard that take before, Alec. Thank you.
Sonny was just a madman.
And then Fredo, we'll get into him in part 2.
It shows him kiss one of his brothers.
No spoilers.
Bones, all of it. And I'm going to stop there. Broadway Danny Rose, number 1. I'm going to stop at number 1.
I'm going to stop there before I've told you virtually anything about this film, other than 2 quotes that I remember.
Now, I know all of you probably want to just go run and find the nearest showing of Broadway Danny Rose.
It's most easily accessible on iPad.
4 and 5 are not necessarily in that order. I love them all. They're very different. But
now he's telling you where the list doesn't matter. He's like, that was absolutely number 1. The rest, I don't know what order they're in. Even though earlier he said it's a mad, 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 mad world is his clear second favorite film. But now the order doesn't matter. Nothing about this list is right.
I mean, what'd your husband do? He was a juice man for the mob. He made juice for the mob? No, silly. He was a collector. He collected money. What happened to him? They shot him in the eyes. Oh, he's blind?
And they said, we needed that money, Karen. Why would you do that?
I hope I didn't rewind too far.
I love them all. They're very different. But number 1 is Broadway Danny Rose. I mean, what'd your husband do? He was a juice man for the mob. He made juice for the mob? No, silly. He was a collector. He collected money.
I'd like Alec to reenact the whole thing.
I know.
Just a one-man show, Broadway Alec Baldwin.
This video is long enough that it could be like half the movie.
Yeah, don't worry, gang. If you're worried, if you're like, hey, Mike, there's no way we're going to get to the second movie on his list. We do.
In the eyes. Oh, he's blind? No, stupid, he's dead. Well, of course, straight through into the brain.
He's loving it. He's loving his portrayal of this Woody Allen film.
He's killing himself.
Oh, boy, I really get myself going. And then there's this other time where an innocent mother was walking on set. And I said, but there's no bullets in this thing. That one gives me a lot of laughs as well.
My favorite movie. So I hope this works. I'm in a cab in New York. I just came from...
Okay, hold on.
Fucking poor cabbie now has to deal with it.
What, sir? Are you talking to me? Oh, no. This is for 2 million people on Instagram.
Went to the Manhattan School of Music to see their orchestra perform.
Now, guys, you might be thinking, hey, Mike, in this second part of the video, why are you even playing it? Because it's a little hard to hear. Well, don't worry. It gets worse.
4 pieces. They did 3 Black Kings from Duke Ellington. They did, let me see if I can read this. They did,
He's in a cab, it's noisy, and it's raining.
I said I really like Casablanca. Casablanca is my second favorite film. We didn't need this message that badly, Alec.
No, but he thinks you did. That he had to. He several hours later had to finish.
Get to safer ground.
From Bates, they did Hovannes, his Mysterious Mountain, and then they did An American in Paris, the Gershwin piece. Great evening. Now, when I did the piece before, the first thing I mentioned, I left out Nick Apollo Forte. I love.
Oh, you mean there's something about the movie you didn't mention earlier? You think it was a bit of a sloppy review?
Hey, Rose, and I forgot Nick Apollo Forte and his great performance. So let's throw that back into the other bin. The wrote by Danny Roseman, Corbin Monica, and
You can't fucking hear him over the car engine.
I think the guy's trying to get him to shut up, and he's driving over a rumble strip.
Revving his engine.
He sees the rumble strip, and he's just staying on it.
You know, it's pretty good as Tarantino. It was a good movie.
hey, boys, a Jackie Gale. I should have put this up.
The window's open. You can hear the wind.
This taxi driver is doing anything he can to shut this guy up.
He's hoping someone throws a coffee at him.
But then my next movie.
Jackie Brown is actually underrated. If you look at the movies, a lot of people talk about Pulp Fiction, but Jackie Brown, people don't care it ever struck.
It's no Broadway Danny Rose.
His radio days, again, a very jaunty New York kind of movie.
Speak up, Alec. I can't hear you.
He's literally holding the phone next to an open window.
A great cast, you know.
The wind is now so loud that it's drowning out the piano music.
I want the dash cam video from this cab. It's so bad.
By, you know, so many actors. I mean, Larry David has a bit in this. And
Now I'm listening.
Danny Aiello, that great thing. Sailor's Hornpipe, Sailor's Hornpipe. When they're the burglars who decide to play on the game show, on the radio show. And Diane Keaton, of course. And Julie Kaplan.
Weaving in and out of traffic. Let me get this cocksucker's destination.
Michael Lerner, Diane Wiest. I'm going to leave out a lot of people. But and Mia. And oh my God, Radio Days. Again, another one where there were two. So many wonderful moments, great performances. But I always remember that thing with Mia. Which is
James Cameron's films made a lot of money, but they really don't hold up. The plot I don't find as interesting as, say, Scorsese or Tarantino.
I hear the cannons roar.
Glad he got his impressions in. Those were pitch perfect.
What's going on with this cab driver? What's he thinking?
This guy's going home and he's like, he tells this whole story about how this crazy guy is on his phone, and he's like, and you're not going to believe it. Academy Award nominated actor Alec Baldwin.
Honestly, he wouldn't stop talking.
I just always crack up when I hear that, you know. And then the student goes up before. He's like, "Honk! I hear the cannons roar." He's
like, get me home.
He's definitely
this is definitely my last ride of the night.
He's definitely on a rumble strip. Please, for the love of fucking God.
And then,
sorry, my driver appears to be going off a bridge here.
I'm not gonna make it.
Roger Daley and Irene Draper, the radio hosts. I love them. And of course, Kenneth Mars, the great.
How great would it be if this guy drove off the fucking George Washington Bridge and Alec Baldwin's just going, Don Bailey, or whatever the fuck name he just said, doing accents.
As the cab's filling with water because his fucking window's open.
Now, as you know about iPad, this is waterproof. So
I got the special case.
To a rabbi, you say my faithful Indian companion? Whack. You know, I mean, what's one of the funniest?
Definitely a white cab driver right now.
the cab driver's on the phone with his wife. Honey, if I don't make it, I don't know. This guy's getting racial now.
I've seen in the movie in my whole lifetime.
This guy's swerving, just not giving a fuck what other cars are on the road. He's like, I'm getting this guy out of my cab.
Have you ever seen Harry Potter?
I have.
You remember when he's on the like double-decker bus that's driving like crazy through the streets? That's what I imagine this cabbie's doing right now.
Anyway, Radio Days. What a great movie. What a great.
Can't hear him.
What was the name of the movie? Radio Days?
Radio Days, I think.
I think that's what he said. But
I don't know because we can't hear him. But
I'm not positive.
Wartime, I guess, post-war. They're raising money for the Jewish homeland. They're stealing money from the Jewish homeland. Or they're stealing the money.
He sounds like he's in like the bed of a truck hitchhiking or something.
Yeah, he is.
Such violence. It's nice. Actually, that he's performing for you. I'm going to script and I'll perform for you.
I don't give a fuck. I know some people don't like the Alec Baldwin segments. They find them boring. If you don't find this hilarious, that this man is talking to no one in general. Like, there's no one that's like, other than us, there's no one that's like, I wonder what Alec Baldwin's posting on Instagram. But even the videos he's making are incoherent. You can't hear them.
They make no sense. None whatsoever. There's actually 10 seconds left in this video. I thought that was it. Hold on.
I'm coming to an end here, but in summation, Steven Spielberg has made some good films. Okay, Alec, we got it.
Good job. Access worship Ken Mars. The imitation is the sincerest form. Right? Anyway, Radio Days, number 2.
10-minute video. We got to number 2 on the list.
Number 2, he says.
You know what? You guys get the gist. We're not going to finish up the list. I'm gonna promote Alec's Instagram. Go follow Alec Baldwin on it. Follow Alec Baldwin on Instagram and finish the list for yourselves.
Find him on iPad.
Find him on iPad. Something I meant to talk about last week that we never got to is this David Collins 30-minute half-hour show. Now, he was messaging me for a while. This guy, David Collins, reached out to me on Instagram. Hopefully he follows Alec Baldwin. And he reached out to me and was very persistent in trying to get me on his show. And then he mentioned a couple like lower level comics that I had heard of that have been on. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I'm not saying it takes much to get me on your podcast. I'm just saying I didn't know who this guy was. So I needed a little background. And then I saw that Vinnie Paulino was on, my buddy. And I said, okay, this guy's probably good people. So I said, yeah, definitely. And we finally scheduled a time. And he sent me the link for it, the StreamYard link. And I went in, and he was a little weird. I couldn't tell if he wanted me there even. And we kind of just started. He was a little standoffish. It was odd. And then the show just starts, and I didn't even realize he was starting. And then the rest happened here. So we're going to go through some clips. Either this guy is my favorite man in Brawl. Like, I think I love this guy. Or he might hate me, but even then, I think I still love him. I can't tell.
I'm going to start with what is this? Top 10 in color?
Yeah, so he gives us he starts with a list, and he goes, before he introduces me, he says, we're going to do our top 10 list. And just give it a listen.
Jerry brought up to me this week we haven't done a top 10 list this season. Everybody knows how much I love a top 10 list. So we thought we'd do a David Collins 30-minute half-hour show top 10 list this week. Top 10 comics with the name Aaron. Starting off at number 10, Aaron Aronpur. Aaron Aronpur is an American stand-up comedian, artist, and voice actor from Dallas, Texas, best known for his 2016 stand-up special, In Spite Of. We have a great show planned for you today. Before we start...
Okay, hold on. I'm just listening, and I'm like, wait a minute. What about the other 9? He just moves on.
He had you on screen, too.
Did he?
Yeah.
See, so I'm like, that's weird. But then he moves on, and he gets into this. There's a little more of this left, right?
Oh, yeah.
Color of the day. Today's
okay, go back just a little bit. Oh, that was weird. I said go back just a little bit. My phone opened. So he lists, he says we're doing a top 10 list. He lists one name, and then he goes, and now we're doing color of the day. And this is where I was like, what the fuck have I signed up for?
Color of the day. Today's color of the day, permanent crimson. Permanent crimson is a shade of red. Well known as fugitive, it is translucent in the wild, made up of 200 red, 32 green, 54 blue. Today's color of the day, permanent crimson.
So I'm like, all right, what the fuck is going on?
A Tim and Eric type show.
Well, I didn't know that. I had no idea what I was getting into.
This is my guess.
I was like, okay, yeah, maybe he's being weird, or maybe he's just a weird guy. I don't know. I haven't really talked to him yet. So then we continue.
Yep, the sponsor. Meanwhile, you are still on screen.
And this is what I believe to be a fake sponsor, by the way, in hindsight.
Our new sponsor of today's show. Really looking forward to it. I asked Jerry to reach out to a local nonprofit this week since our guest today is actually blind.
Yep.
Today's sponsor, Audible Visions in Galena, Illinois. Audible Visions is a nonprofit organization who aims to make art, media, entertainment, and tourism more accessible to people with low vision and other disabilities. Audible Vision primarily serves the Galena area, hoping to expand to other regions around Illinois and nationally. Learn more at audible-visions.com.
So now my guard is up because I'm like, am I being fucked with? What's going on? But I want to be playful with the guy.
Yeah.
So we're at me now, right?
Yeah, Mike's intro.
Yeah, so I try to be playful with it. Again, this is David Collins' 30-minute half-hour show. It's called go find it. He's on YouTube and everywhere else you get podcasts. So this is me trying to be playful, and I don't know what happened really.
It's Blind Mike Geary, and we're going to get straight into world news with David Collins. And Mike, I like to ask this to any guest that we have on the show there. When I say world news, what are you thinking about this week?
Talking to me?
What do you think about world news this week?
He just, like, I don't know what's going on. He didn't really introduce, I couldn't hear him that well because he started playing the music. And then he goes, world news. I was like, I wasn't prepared for this.
Your face was very funny.
Like, he just throws world news at me. What are your thoughts on world news? Which is not something I ever talk about. Sorry, so I was just like, okay, let's try that. Go back just a little bit.
Yeah, what are you thinking about? You think of world news this week?
I can't get past, and I don't mean to peel back the curtain. Maybe I'm ruining the bit here, but I was waiting for the rest of the top 10. I feel like you skimmed over some of the names.
Oh, well, we're going to get right into that. We like to do over the top 10 throughout the course of the show. And then at the end of the show, we've landed on number 1.
All right. Interesting.
World news, though. Have you heard about this with Paris Hilton? She was getting a little backlash showing pictures of her baby. Did you see this?
I have not seen this, no.
People were making fun of Paris Hilton for her baby having a pretty big head. You didn't see any of these pictures, huh?
No.
Well, the thing that I got
many pictures ever. No.
I'm not sure what bad things you can say. Personally, I'm jealous that baby is going to be able to continue the family catchphrase, "That's hot air balloon." Why don't we look at number 9 on our top 10 list of comics?
Hold on. Now I'm like, is this Hackride?
Yeah, maybe.
I was like, fuck. This could be Hackride. It could be an elaborate ruse where this has been Hackride the entire time.
Next, we got the news.
Yeah, so we get back into the news, I guess, and it's all stuff like that. What? But this guy doesn't break. Like,
That's impressive.
clearly now there's a bit afoot. This is kind of in the style of like, I don't know, a Zach Galifianakis thing.
Yeah, well, you can tell it's a bit strictly because every time you say something that has nothing to do with he's talking about, he's right on script.
He moves right on. Yeah. So, but he doesn't break the whole time. And I'll tell you what happened after the show when we get done with all of these, which is the part that has me most baffled still. But I want to play these because I want to promote him, because either way, no matter what's going on here, I found this very funny. So I want to promote his show.
I've enjoyed it so far.
Although, if that is a new TikTok trend, at least we'll be able to see Mike talk about it on one of his shows there. We'll get into that pretty soon.
Ooh.
Did you see about comedian Hassan Minhaj? He was in the news.
Hold on. By the way, he hasn't introduced me yet, really.
No, he just said Blind Mike Geary.
Yeah. Hasn't explained who I am or anything. Is he back in the news? We talked about his, basically he was exposed as a liar.
Right, it was a bit of an old story now. He was apparently embellishing some of his
just cutting me off at every turn. I say, like, he's like, oh, did you see this? And I'm like, oh, well, that was a couple weeks old. Right. And he just moves on.
And up routine. I believe we have a clip here. We can take a little listen.
Do I want to skip past this clip?
Yeah, just go to the end because you want to hear how he reacts to the clip.
Because I just don't want to get
got us completely demonetized last time. So
completely. The O&A and Stern episode, not one thing.
Yeah. We played a fucking Dean Martin song on that too.
Jesus, how long is this thing? So he's playing the clip and zoomed in on your face.
Is he?
Yeah.
See? So he's playing a Hassan Minhaj clip and he apparently zoomed in on my face. I have no idea what's happening. Like he hasn't introduced me yet or anything. He's just like, here's a Hassan Minhaj clip that you guys talked about 3 weeks ago.
Now are you like, do I actually talk about this when it's over?
You're gonna see the evolution of my reactions.
Okay.
I'm like, what do I do here?
Well, I guess if it's all
go back just a tiny bit because I want you to hear where I'm like, so it is a bit that he's doing, right?
This was right after Hassan Minhaj stopped talking.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
his laugh is what I'm referring to.
Oh,
when there were things like that, he'd go, but just keep on going.
For the sake of the joke, it is too bad, though. It turns out all of his stand-up was just a Hassan Mirage.
All right, you're winning me over. I like this.
And that's great. Why don't we introduce today's...
That's great. He doesn't give a fuck about me.
Introduce today's guest, he says.
I thought so. By the way, I also can't tell if I assumed he was like a Minifan that reached out to me. And then when he kept mentioning WATS, I was like, okay, maybe he's like a WATP guy. I'm starting to think like he just found my name on the internet or something.
Maybe.
I don't know what happened.
Next we got Pay No Mind.
Yeah, I'm starting to think, guys, I don't know if you agree, I'm starting to think I'm being a little disrespected on this show.
This bit came from, are you ready to play?
Oh,
Shock
very
Jock
excited.
Radio Trivia.
Yes, I'm ready.
Perfect. Why don't we jump into round one here? Before we do that, though, why don't we look at number 6 on our top 10 list of comics with the name Aaron. Jason Aaron is an American comic book writer, best known for his work on Marvel series Ghost Rider, Wolverine, Thor, Punisher Max, and the Avengers. And that's why Jason Aaron finds his place on our top 10 list of comics named Aaron.
Feels like we're bending the rules a little bit.
Why don't we look at round one here of Shock Jock Radio Trivia?
I'm trying to say because the last name is Aaron. Like, is that really a comic named Aaron? And he's giving me nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
It was like I didn't speak.
Next we got first question.
So he finally starts interviewing me, I guess.
So tell me about your history in broadcasting.
This is 15 minutes into the podcast.
Now here's
well,
something. You host so many shows.
Go back. Listen to me. I'm about to answer, and he was like, enough of this.
So tell me about your history in broadcasting. Now here's
well,
something. You host so many shows. Where did you start? Which is the first show that you began hosting?
The first show I ever hosted was Dirty Mike and the Boys when I was at Westfield State University. It was a college radio station.
Fascinating. Shout out
yep.
KSDB. I also started in Manhattan State University too.
Okay. He just like asked me that so he could tell me his credits. And now I'm losing it, as you can tell. I think I get the bit, but again, I will get to why I'm not even. I don't know what happened, but you can hear in my voice there. I'm starting to come around. I'm understanding what's going on here.
It's definitely for sure a bit.
Yeah. Well, but I'll tell you. I'll see what you think after this.
This is you wrote. Is he fucking with me on this one?
I mean, clearly he is. But I guess my question is more like, is this a brilliant character, or is this about me? You know what I mean? Am I the target of something here?
I think so far I would say brilliant character.
If it's a great, I love it.
So you host so many shows now. You have Who Are These Socials? The Kirk Minahan Show. You do your own shows that you organize. How do you do what you do?
How do I just do it. I keep grinding, I guess. Keep my head down and
So you show
out content.
Here's a good question. You host the show. Why are they laughing? So you go over
Why
specials.
are you laughing? Actually, I have to correct you.
It's Why Are You Laughing?
Yes, that's the title.
I always want to say, why are they laughing? Almost, why are these guys laughing over there? But it's why are they almost antagonistic. So
antagonistic.
Yeah, he's absolutely fucking with you.
But he likes me though, right?
I think.
I guess I'm saying, like, am I on the receiving end of some, or is this like is he trying to be like what Caleb Presley does?
I have to watch. I think that's what he's going for. I have to watch the Vinnie Paulino episode.
So that's the thing, is the clip that I watched. Well, pull up while we're playing the next clip. Actually, pull up his Instagram, because I'll have you pull up the main reason I think you might be a fan of this show.
David Collins in Instagram.
Yeah, it's like DC 30-minute half-hour show or something like that.
Okay, I'll try to
see if you can find it while we play the next. What's next?
WATS format.
Oh, yeah. So he kept mentioning WATS, which makes me think maybe that's where he found me or something. But yeah, he brings up our format, our style there.
Oh, right. We had this note here. Jerry, we wanted to talk a little about this. We're thinking about starting a podcast producer exchange program, but I'm not sure, just because we were talking, I'm not sure, this shouldn't have made it into the show notes for any reason. I'm a big fan of podcast format. So I did want to talk about, you had mentioned this format before, but you work on a show called Who Are These Socials? And this really struck me as interesting because, of course, coming from radio myself, we're used to taking in callers and maybe getting some of their jokes in on the show. And you do something interesting on that show where you're actually having people watching the show send in jokes themselves, where you then read them on the show. That's an interesting format there. How did you guys kind of come up with that?
Well, I don't know if that's the format of the show. It's really just reading the chat. It's a way people super chat us, which is a way we don't have ads on the show, so I guess it's a way for the show to make money.
Right.
But I don't know if I would describe it as the format of the show.
Okay, well, I understand that. Well, I wouldn't describe, maybe people play video games, but it's kind of similar where it's more of an interactive. It's almost like you're all watching it together, whatever. How would you describe the format of Who Are These Socials?
It just moves on.
What do you think this? There's a ton of David Collinses.
It's David Collins' 30-minute half-hour show.
All right. 30-minute.
If it's impossible to find, then so be
I
it.
found the full episode with Vinnie Paulino.
I was looking for his Instagram. It doesn't matter.
I'll find it. I will find
it. Doesn't matter. Hackride, see if you can find it while Craig tries to participate in the show.
Yeah, he is. I didn't hear that last clip at all.
What's the next one?
Next we got hard-hitting questions.
He grilled me. Now, here's the other thing too: is I feel bad. I think I'd be a better guest on this show the second time because I know what the show is.
Yeah.
But this time I was like trying to get my footing. I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" I was not expecting this at all.
My favorite thing is the beginning of this clip is a screenshot of the Blind Mike Project YouTube.
Okay. Get over it, man. Believe it. Oh, let me go back. Go back. He has a clip. So he asks if I'm legally blind. And I say yes. And then he plays this very long clip from when I was on Very Good Show.
Really?
Yes.
What?
Or maybe when you guys were on my show or something.
That's a weird one to pull from.
And he plays a long clip of me telling some story about how like I was texting a friend, but I reference like looking at my phone or something.
Mm-hmm.
And so he set this up as like he's like, you know, I'm a kind of a hard hitting guy. I got to call you out on this. And he plays the clip like accusing me of seeing. So that's where we are. Get over it, man. Believe it.
So in this
Sounds
story,
like
though,
Steve.
of course, it's a fun story
Does that sound like Steve?
He does a little bit, yeah. The laugh does.
about your friend and your interaction of the death of a legendary comedian. But two things happen in that story. Of course, one thing, the first thing that you notice is you're playing pool in this story, and in fact, somewhat impatient about how the game is being played, which strikes me as interesting. And the second thing is that you're taking texts during this story.
Yes.
So I'm curious how this all works. Were you blind in this story as well? Is this a new?
Are you suggesting this is all a ruse?
I just wanted to kind of address the situation. Jerry had found this clip, and I thought it was interesting that we couldn't find any information on it.
Hold on real quick, by the way.
To be going wild.
Yep.
I'm currently of the opinion that Jerry doesn't exist.
Jerry is not a real person.
I don't think Jerry's a real guy.
Which clip from his Instagram you like?
It should be pinned to the top, I believe.
Of you?
But don't play it yet.
Of yours though, you mean?
Of his.
No, I know. I'm saying, is it the clip of you pinned, or was there some?
No. It's a clip of him.
Okay,
Is it
because
not on the top?
You're the latest thing on there.
Ah, this dirty dog. See if you can find a clip where he's promoting season 2.
Okay. All right, let me back this up and play it for a second.
Okay.
Address the situation. Jerry had found this clip, and I thought it was interesting that we couldn't find any information on it. We would have expected the internet to be going wild with the rumors on this, and it seemed to have just kind of gone to the wayside.
No luck, I assume.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I have it. I was finishing that previous.
Oh, you
clip.
have it.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, save that, and we'll finish these clips and then play it.
All right, I'm just downloading it. That's all. Next we have
A little on the fly producing, folks.
on the fly here, especially with like the most impossible to find Instagram. Apparently, Hackride got it though. He did send it to me.
Attaboy, Hackride.
Next clip is called "Not a Ruse."
No, this is all very real. Legally blind. And so at the time, I could definitely see a little better. I guess you could say I could pose as sighted when I was in high school.
Okay.
And then over the years, my eyesight has worsened, degenerated, if you will.
Right.
Yes.
I see. Well, that's too bad there. I'm sorry to bring it up. We try to avoid negativity, but I was curious, maybe it was, I wouldn't call it a ruse, but it might be, something along those lines. Why don't we look at number?
He just moves on.
Aaron.
I wouldn't call it a ruse. Maybe something along those lines. And then he changes the subject.
This is pretty funny.
He's very good.
This next one's just called errands.
Oh, this list of errands that I'm trying to participate in, and he's stonewalling me.
Aaron Kleber.
Nice.
Do you know any of these
finding
errands?
these names, can I ask?
Oh, these are fantastic comedians. The best errands that you could find
I've never heard of any of them.
Also comics here. Well, we have a brand new segment that we wanted to introduce.
So it's important to note, he says these are fantastic comedians. He mentions that they're comedians a couple of times. And so that comes into play later.
This is the last one.
Oh, maybe it's this one then.
It's called Mike is in Love.
I just fucking love this guy. Where I've noticed something going on throughout the show. I try to ask him about it, and this is what I get.
And a special shout out here. We did get an email here from Kevin Clancy in Massachusetts, who let us know that he got all of the answers correct last week with Anthony Zenhauser as a guest. He got all the answers correct on all of those games that week. So congratulations to Kevin there.
You sure he was in Massachusetts? I know a Kevin Clancy, actually.
Is that right? Maybe it's that same person. You'd be surprised the reach of this show. You know, I'm not even sure what you might be listening to it on right now. It's become such a large show. Why don't we look at number 2 of our top 10 list here of comics with the name Aaron. Aaron from the comic The Walking Dead. Aaron was one of the original residents of Alexandria's safe zone.
I gotta say, I waited through this whole list. That feels a little underwhelming.
Well, of course, it's a famous Aaron there. Aaron was responsible for bringing Rick and his group into Alexandria and developed a close bond with the group, making Aaron one of Rick's most trusted allies. And that's why Aaron from the comic The Walking Dead finds himself at number 2 on David Collins' 30-minute half-hour show list of top 10 comics with the name Aaron.
I feel like you said stand-up comic repeatedly.
Nope, comics with the name Aaron there. We have a new segment.
Nothing.
Nope.
Nothing that moves on. Nope. By the way, if you were wondering, number 1 was Aaron Berg.
Oh, at least you got one.
So then the show ends, and I go, hey, man, that was all, like, sorry if I ruined it. I didn't know the bit going in, but, like, that was hilarious. I really love that. And he goes, what? And I go, like, were you, like, fucking with me? And he goes, I don't know what you mean. And I go, oh, okay. Got it. Well, like, I'd love to come back anytime you'll have me. And he goes, well, you did do very good in the games, and the people that do well in the games, we do like to have back. And I go, okay, man, I'll see you later. And that was it. I just signed off. And then our only other correspondence is he messaged me, and he goes, hi, Mike, this will be on YouTube. Here's the link. I was like, okay.
Oh, this guy's something, man.
I love this fucking guy. I hope he's part of our little world here going forward. I don't know, but you have his Instagram up.
Yeah,
you're pretty sure you found the one that I'm talking about.
This says he's promoting season 2. It's 13 seconds long.
It's got to be so. I don't know if a lot of podcasts have touched on this. It's certainly very possible that he came to this on his own. But this is what makes me think he does listen to this program and enjoy it.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm David Collins. A second season of David Collins' 30-minute half-hour show is out now everywhere you find podcasts. Let's see who gets offended.
I'm sure I'm not the only one that's talked about that, but I do think he's a fan of the program.
Matt Rife just also happens to be like the most popular thing on earth.
Yeah, but you know what? I haven't heard a lot of specifically that line. I haven't heard that mocked a lot.
That's true. That's true. And
I'm not saying we're the only ones that did it, but I just haven't heard it.
That's very funny.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to start watching his show.
Yeah, guys, honestly, go because he doesn't have a ton of followers. Go subscribe on YouTube, Instagram. What's his Instagram handle?
It is DC 30-minute half-hour show.
And the 30 is the number or the word?
Yep, the number.
Yeah. So go follow David Collins. See if we can get him to fuck with me again or whatever he was doing. But I really enjoyed that. I thought it was great.
I am now following him.
And then he used a clip from our show. This is, again, he does not break character. He used a clip from our show where I'm like, I don't know if this guy was fucking with me or what. And the caption is just like, everyone's talking about David Collins' 30-minute half-hour show.
That's very funny. We should have him on this show.
I don't know how he'd be. I can't get a read on the guy.
Perfect. Me and Hackride should have him on the next David Liebhardt interview.
Yeah, yes, that would be perfect.
Yes.
All right. Speaking of Hackride, should we bring in the send in the clowns?
Come on, I can see. Are you there, Hackride? I see you're backstage, but I don't see you. So I'm just curious.
This
Yeah,
fucking guy.
I'll pop him up.
Okay, he's here. All right.
Yes. Craig, great stream. I can't even do my 3D characters on your stream. Good stream, brother. I did 7 characters on Windy, the slow adult stream the other day. Can't do one on yours.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, that's okay. How are you guys doing? Sorry for the bad tech at the beginning. Not my fault.
How are you, buddy? We missed you.
Yeah, you
I've
sound
missed you
great.
guys too. Yes, because you don't see me. That's why I sound good. There's no video component, Craig.
You were using like an 8-bit character, dude.
Yes.
All right. So
I
what's
feel I'm
happening,
being
Hackride?
I feel I'm being set up by you two. You make my feed bad. You do it on Friday morning at 6 a.m. You're just trying to. You find a new man. Do you find a new man to take my place? A new ridiculous man to take my place? You do 6 o'clock morning. You hate me. This is obvious.
You're here to say you are not David Collins.
No, but I would like to give you my formal. I'm quitting and going to work for David Collins. That man's a genius.
I mean, I don't know if he needs you. He is you already.
You know what's so funny? That joke was a name away from being serious. He just said Bob Levy. That's real.
My heart sank.
I know.
No, but did you notice he had 2 microphones on too? This is something you didn't notice, Mike. He had 2 microphones on. What is he doing?
He's a menace. He's a madman.
Yeah, he had 2 microphones, a switcher, and he's using the free version of StreamYard.
Yes, and he had a piece of paper in one hand and an iPad in the other. It was bizarre.
That's also like where I'm like, maybe it's not a bit.
No, it's definitely a bit.
No. Oh, you fully got Eric Andre. You were fully Eric Andre, Mike.
Okay,
yes.
I thought so.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
But the backstage interaction is what made me think like maybe this is just an odd guy.
If we're wrong on that, you got to sign this guy to like a 7-figure deal immediately. You got to call Barstool and be like, I found the guy. I found him.
Okay, we need to find someone to interview with him.
Yes, maybe Wendy. We'll get Wendy. Wendy's always great at an interview. Us 4 together.
That'd be interesting.
Yes. All right, would you guys like to hear some comedy?
Yes.
Oh, yes. All
right, folks, here we go.
All right.
Yes. All right. June, Levyverse. What sort of... No, it's like 2 weeks away. We're not in June. What are you guys talking about? Anyway, let's get to the jokes. Just like the FBI, I ain't got nothing on Christelia, so we're moving on. Why is he not in jail? Why is he not? This man should be in jail. He's out here talking about his conquest. Hey, Mike. Good to know your therapist treats you like you treat me. Yes, you know who you should talk to about that? Your therapist. This is how they keep cashing them checks, Mike.
Feeling vindictive.
Just make them pizzas and don't listen to me and take my money. Oh, you go to therapy, yes. How about you get a cat? That's about the same thing, and it's a lot less. Well, until you get to the dying part, then they're really expensive. Hey-oh. All right. On to the tragic death of Mathew Perry. I just want to say, my heart deeply goes out to Phoebe's cat. Oh, it's a disaster for the animal world on Friends. Yes, that one didn't hit as hard as I thought it would. The Baldwins are back in the news. Yes. I have a few titles for this show. How about the Baldwin Firearm Fiesta? Yes, tacos, targets, and traditions with Hilaria and the Baldwins. Alex Latino Lock and Load. Yes, guns, guacamole, and the Baldwins. These are just a few titles I have for the show. Not as good as Craig's gay-themed podcast, but not bad. Rubbed Down is pretty genius.
It's not a gay-themed podcast.
Yes. And by the way, Baldwin's kind of a genius there for watching movies from 70 years ago. Right away monetized on YouTube. Genius. I can't do that. You can't do that. His genius of those old movies will make him 50 cents on YouTube. It's amazing. Also, who would have thought Joey C's audio would be superior to that of the greatest actor and accidental murderers of our generation? It's amazing. Joey C? Yes. Now to this weirdo Mike Collins. I told you, Mike, I'm leaving for him.
David Collins.
David Collins.
Yes, whatever. I don't like you flirting with other ridiculous people, Mike. No. I'm like the wife that's watching a man stare at new tits. Don't look at those tits, Mike. Look at my tits. Don't you remember how big my tits are? Yes. Also, by the way, I would like to recommend everyone go over to that David Collins Instagram because he has an interview with Cardiff Electric. And I watched it while you guys were talking, and it's fucking as weird as the one with Mike. So make sure you watch that. And that's all I got. Yes, because I didn't really...
It was perfect timing with the music, though. That was good.
Thank you. I'm a producer. Did you know that?
What's that like?
Get David Collins for next week, huh, Craig?
Oh, how dare you! Dare you. I can throw in a C minus performance every now and again. Craig does it every time. Got a great on the Craig curve, please.
Oh, then it's an A plus.
Thank you.
Hackride, we've missed you, buddy. Are you going to be leaving us for the Levyverse? Or are we still going to get our good dose of Hackride?
Never. I would never leave you. I wouldn't be anything without you, so I will never leave you. And I will just take Bob's money and make us inferior product than yours. That's all. Don't you see how it works? This is commerciality, baby. They want to take me and make me standardized. Well, fine. You get less version, and I get money. You guys get the real deal. You get the pulp.
Now, where do you stand with us? Because for a while, it's always nice to talk to you. Because when I message with you, things seem so dour. It seems like the world is falling apart. And now hearing you, your energy is good. Like you seem like regular old Hackride.
Yeah, it took a while to get used to that new cat schedule. I have 2 cats that are dying, and so they are in different schedules with the feeding and the insulin. And so my life is way fucked up with sleep schedules. And so when you sometimes contact me, I have been up for 30 hours or I have not slept.
Okay, all right.
So now that is all settled. We just got the medicine right. They're both doing great. Thanks for asking. Notice you didn't ask about my cats, assholes. They're doing great. Really, my friends over here want me to stick around and be part of the team.
If I can explain, it's only because I don't care.
Part of the team.
I believe I asked how you were doing like a few hours ago.
Yes. Well, I'm doing better than those kids in your trunk. Hey-oh.
I'm never asking again.
Could you work on a Craig pedophile act?
No.
A few jokes about the very real things, lighten the grim reality of Craig's life, if you could.
Yes. There's this thing in comedy called. There's this thing in comedy. It's a concept. It's called too on the nose, and it just means it's too real. It's too real. There's families that are still grieving their young ones. You know, children that will grow up with the trauma and probably do it to others. Craig, you have started a cycle that will go for generations.
That's what's sad is like we joked about it today, but I'm gonna have to do an episode in the future where I'm like, oh, of course I made jokes about it, but I didn't realize like how real the situation was. And...
the press release.
Yeah.
I thought those kids' underwear were for his dog or something. I don't know. We're just on a stream with him. We don't know. Those were samples of screaming children. I don't know if they were real.
It was just wacky bits, I thought.
Craig, how do you respond, please?
Fucking no. How do I respond?
Guilty. That's how he's responding.
This is erroneous. I was just being a good neighbor, and I got the cops called on me. That's all that happened.
Yeah, sure, that happens all the time.
That does happen.
I always rub my neighbors in inappropriate places. This is how you get to know your neighbor.
Yeah, Craig has a very important job in the neighborhood. He specializes in children's massage. He wants to make sure they ease the tension after a long day of school.
Business lemonade stands weren't doing so hot anymore.
Right. He got to be the crosswalk guard, and he would just walk him straight into the house. Walk him right across the yard, right through the house, right into the bedroom.
Yeah.
Good job,
Mommy
Craig.
and Daddy are in my house, actually. Just go lube up for me. Anything else,
It's so fun. No, that's all. Thank you so much. I love you both.
When's Puzzle Box on?
It is on Thursday nights. We have 2 episodes left, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you come and watch.
Oh, this is a seasonal show?
No, it's over after. There's no season.
That's
it?
it?
12 episodes. That's it, baby. You can't appreciate it. You can't appreciate anything if it doesn't die.
That's fair.
If it lives forever, who's watching MLC? Those people are lame. Come watch me. Yeah.
I agree.
About a show business in 2 shows.
Go watch Hackride, but is there still a reason to subscribe to Hackride on YouTube?
Oh, yes.
Okay,
Puzzle
good.
Box is just the first incarnation of my ideas.
Excellent. Now, did I hear correctly, Hackride? What? The demon that we all know and love as Hackride, of course, is on Puzzle Box most weeks. But I've heard that perhaps there was a voice actor standing in of sorts. You know what I'm talking about?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's a voice that we also heard. Well, I guess my point is sometimes your voice drops out from time to time. It happened on this program as well.
Oh, there was an entire episode with a voice actor from what I saw.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, I don't know what you mean.
What? Casey, get out of here. Get Get out of this room. I'm doing the voices today, not you.
Do you have the keys? I need to get downstairs to get into the closet.
Not on the air, dude. Get out of here.
This is terrifying.
Jesus.
You asked for it.
It's like seeing a clown in the dressing room or something.
John Wayne Gacy at his other job.
Yeah.
I was gonna have him do the jokes, but he's so boring.
Why do you always call me so boring? I'm not boring.
Shut up, you're boring.
I'm not interested in this. You two bickering.
I can do this all day, baby.
All right, buddy. Go subscribe to Hackride, everyone, and Casey and Boney.
Thanks, guys. I'll talk to you later.
Oh, he's such a boring voice. It's so boring. He's so boring. Ugh.
Is there going to be any new Boney the Boner material?
There's always gonna be new Boney. Yay!
I was worried we wouldn't get to see him.
Yeah, I didn't have the full Boney under my belt last time because it was 4 in the fucking morning doing Boney. It sounded like a really drunk Boney. But this is Boney in full force, and I'm back to check your holes. Greg, your holes are smelly, I can tell.
I just showered.
It smells like boy ass.
It smells like baby powder and Blue's Clues.
Yeah,
Took me a while to find the second reference there.
The plan.
Thank you, Boney.
Yay!
Oh,
Okay, here's
all
Hackride.
right. I can't imagine anyone's left, right? Watching this?
What do you mean? No one was here in the first place.
All right, Boney.
Bye, Hackride.
See you later.
See you, buddy. Well, as we always do, we grind to a halt here on the program. And no, I love to see Hackride comes in with a burst of energy. I always love him.
It makes me laugh immediately. I can't help it.
All right, everybody, go to blindmike.net if you wouldn't mind supporting the program. That's where you can subscribe everywhere. Join the Patreon, become a YouTube member. If you want to get bonus content and early content like this, you could have got a couple days early if you were on Patreon or YouTube as a member. Or you can support the show for free on YouTube or anywhere else you get podcasts. Subscribe and all that. We appreciate it. Follow Hackride everywhere, like we mentioned. And also, if you were wondering, what does Hackride mean about Craig's gay-themed podcast, is Craig does, and admittedly, it's rough timing with the scandal dropping, but Craig does an all-gay podcast called Rubbed Out.
It's not all gay.
He talks about gay issues. And as he always says to me, all legal gay issues.
If I made
it,
it
not underage boys.
If I put that in the algorithm, it might hit, or in the description, it might hit an algorithm we haven't even heard of yet.
Well, tell the folks about Rubbed Out.
Rubbed Out is it's kind of built like Why Are You Laughing? We just pick a murder and we deep dive into it. So basically what's been happening is Matt's been telling us about murders. We've been making fun of them, and then it gets really grim and we feel like assholes making the jokes we already made. It's basically the show.
Well, go watch Rubbed Out. Go to verygoodshow.org. Support the Craigster if you like.
Yeah.
Although I hear there's been a revolt. I almost forgot about this.
Yeah, it's the next day I went on and I posted the link and I said, air your grievances. I did a new thing on the Patreon. It was spinning records with Craig, where I just pick a record, we listen to it, and everyone can tell me what they hate. And we got like one complaint.
Are you stealing the hits now too?
So I actually said that because I listened to a record from beginning to end and just kind of talk. It's just it's something to do. Behind the paywall, it's not coming out.
Hey guys, if you like the hits, if you like Why You Laughing, and if you like Come Town, go to verygoodshow.org.
I like to look around and go, what works? Okay, I'm going to take that. So yesterday, I put on the Blue album from Weezer, and we listened to it front to back, and people came on to air their grievances, including McFuss Daddy came on, and I asked him about his atrocious call.
Oh, that was right. I don't even want, I let's not talk about it. It's too tragic.
It was really bad. But it was fun.
All right. Well, go support the boys, would you? If you made this far into the fucking episode, just support us, will you?
Please.
And we'll talk to you guys next time.
And we have a mean transition.
Sappers clear the way. Everyone over.